Swift Beats. Fans, check out another nifty ass podcast at Boston Loud 92. The Teak. You find me on the hood. They smoke nifty cackwoods every motherfucking day. They see it. Y'all check out what they got fire off from the hood. New podcast on hood. Y'all check that motherfucker out. Check that motherfucker out, kid. Let's go ahead and support black businesses on hood. Let's keep it 55th Street.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shout out to
hold on. Am I the only person that repeats that whole the C-Mac shit in the beginning? I repeat that shit word for word every time the shit starts, nigga.
Yeah, I be saying it. I be over here saying it like it's a rap.
Nigga said on 50th
right?
Street.
Let's keep it 55th Street. Yeah, it's just hard, nigga.
Support black businesses on hood. Niggas shit.
Facts, man. Yeah, man, shit is crazy, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Anybody can tap in. You can use your iPhone, your Android, laptop, PC, whatever the fuck you got, man. Yo, we was talking about Tory Lanez and shit, man. The Tory Lanez situation fucked up right now. The homies were saying the nigga got 10 years. Shit fucked up. Talk your shit, H. What you saying? You
so he got
where Meg was
to 10 years and shit.
Yeah, he got sentenced to 10 years. But he's eligible for parole in a third of the year, a third of the time. So a third of the time of 10 years is like 3.5 years to be real.
It says 1/3 of the time.
Yeah, that's like 3.5 years or something. A little bit less than 3.5.
Wow. Yeah, shit is sad though, man.
I really don't. I'm a bit real with you. I don't think he did it. It was somebody that was.
I don't think he did it either.
That was somebody that was there with him.
I think that's why he got the time that he got too.
That nigga's gonna come home, bro. That nigga's gonna be locked up, sober as fuck, nigga. That nigga's filling up these composition notebooks. That nigga gonna come home with some fucking bars, nigga.
Facts. 17 albums, nigga.
I'm gonna put the link again. Bruno. Oh shit! Why the fuck did it show a different link, nigga? That's crazy. Look at that GB bullshit. But yeah, that's just crazy, bro. That's fucked up. Hey yo, y'all niggas seen that Alabama shit?
Yeah, that shit was funny as hell, bro. Y'all don't even know how many memes just rolling on my page, bro. It's funny as hell.
Alabama, bro.
Niggas talking about they got fucking keychains of a chair now, nigga.
Oh man, did you see homie smash the old lady inside the head with the chair?
Facts, right next to the boat.
That shit was hilarious. She deserved it, bro.
Niggas is tired of that bullshit, bro.
You know what's crazy is that all that happened just because they didn't want to move the boat.
Yeah, but they didn't have to jump that man, bro.
No, that's a fact. They didn't have to do that either. But literally that whole situation started just because that boat that was in front of the little one, the fucking propeller boat, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
That shit, it needed to go into the dock, bro, and they couldn't dock because that boat was there, and they had told them like, "Yo, you can't leave your shit there," and they left it there anyways. So, homie, that the black dude, the first black dude, the chubby dude that threw his hat in the air and everything.
Yeah.
He worked there. He works there, and what he was doing, he was untying the boat, bro, pushing it out. So that's why all that shit happened. He was pushing the boat out so the other one could park.
Yeah, they didn't have to jump that nigga, man.
I mean, hey, they got what they deserve.
Nah, I'm
Hell,
saying they didn't have to. I'm saying they didn't have to jump the worker, the black dude that was trying to help them, bro.
Not facts. But I mean, like I said, they got what they deserved. They did what they did, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
look
for
what happened.
sure.
Now they fucking famous, nigga.
Yeah, it's like, yo, bro, how the fuck, come on, bro.
Now they fucking famous, bro.
That was fucking back for a nigga. Word.
shit, man. You get what you the energy you put out, man.
That's a
Facts.
fact.
It just normally it takes a little bit for it to get back to you, but them niggas got instant karma.
Because you got to
That's a
understand,
fact.
nigga, the context of that shit too. Like the Montgomery, Alabama, has a lot of racist history, especially
Facts.
in that specific spot. That was the previous spot where they had like auctions and shit for slaves, where
Facts.
people
That's a
was getting
fact.
sold, and to a point where they had like a little fucking like a Walmart, nigga, because they had so many fucking slaves there. So they was like you can walk through this bitch and then pick out whatever you want and shit like that, like a depot. A
That's crazy.
Yes, in that very
I,
spot.
that's real crazy.
So they got the ass whipped, nigga, by the ancestors, nigga. Niggas was not playing, bro. The
Nah, that
boys
shit, that
was
shit. So
swimming
many.
across the
Yeah, yo, that nigga was 16, bro. Body slamming grown adults.
Yeah, they said he was
yo,
16, Brody.
That little man was 16, bro.
playing around, man. You got to be careful out here.
That little nigga was 16, bro. Body slamming niggas my size, bro.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Also too, yeah, that shit was just uncalled for. Them they didn't have to do all that extra shit, bro. You feel me?
I mean, the whole thing was just extra, to be real.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That whole situation was extra, bro. Cause it could have just went like, all right, cool, I moved the boat, and that's it.
Nigga,
Uh-huh.
you gonna sit here and try to choke the man. It could have been a one-on-one.
Yeah,
If he would have just went a one-on-one,
Yeah,
he would have been
exactly.
fine. It would have been
Exactly.
funny. But
Exactly.
dude come out of nowhere and jump on homie like nobody else was gonna do shit.
Yeah, that was too
not
much. He was
today.
doing too much right there.
Not today. Like, yeah, no bullshit. It's funny because I seen a picture, bro, of the white family or whatever the fuck they are.
Yeah.
They took a picture, fucking happy as hell, right before they parked the boat, nigga. Niggas found that shit. It was like, yo, the smiles before the bro.
Because they own some type of mini mart or some shit.
Yeah,
Like some little family mini mart or some shit. That shit was crazy.
you know they're gonna have to close that store.
I'm surprised they didn't do like a little protest out there or some shit, but they don't need to do that if they already got their ass whipped. I think that'll
Yeah,
be over.
nah. Yeah,
That'll just be
that was
overkill. That's
already,
overkill right there.
Go there to
they
start
already fucked
boycotting
him up.
niggas and shit.
Word. Don't buy shit out here. Alright, hold on, let me play this.
That guy in the
Hold up. I'm trying to fix the audio on this shit. Why I keep Can y'all hear it when I was playing it just now? Or not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, y'all did? Alright, cool. Alright, then let me
yeah.
go back. My bad.
white shirt.
Okay, yeah.
Is
Spotty,
crew from our
let the video
little
load, bro.
cruise who got off our ship to go over, not to leave it there, and they left it there. So he's just pushing it off. That's
Yeah,
fun.
shit.
Fuck.
Chick matters and do on his hands. I love it. I hope the police give him a big old ticket. Ooh, confrontation with the owner of the boat.
I'm gonna try something else real quick since you keep freezing. Yeah, that was fucked up.
Hey guys.
All right. There we go.
Garlic.
Man, what the fuck?
But it's not playing.
I'm gonna try. If this shit don't work, I don't know what else to do.
Hold on, let me see if I can do it.
Good night. All right. Good looks, bro. You said, can I see it? Nah, I don't see nothing yet. Oh, yeah. I got you. Hey, there we go. Shout out to H.
That boy swimming his out.
That boy shit.
That boy finna help that boy.
Hey, that little dude got
Get
a
up
rock.
there, young boy. Get up there, young boy. Get up there,
What
young
up,
boy.
Sonya?
We got action, baby. He ain't finna do nothing. Arrest that. Oh, Lord. He want more action. Young boy slammed
He
over
said,
there.
fuck it, I'm already getting fired, nigga. I might as well rock all you niggas. On that dog,
Slam
nigga. I'm about to
though.
put
Did
all
you
you
see him
niggas
take off in that water?
Your boy finna go get it.
Hell yeah.
Hey, your boy finna go get it.
No, don't stop him now. Oh, get it.
Hey, let it rock, bro. Let it rock.
Oh,
Yo, rewind that, bro. That was crazy. That nigga got crazy, bro. Rewind that, bro. You can't put that bigger? Yo. That nigga just. What the fuck? That nigga.
His son. That young boy tag.
Damn.
Logic fucking business.
He playing. That little young boy tag.
I'll be right back.
Who the nicest one? The young boy? No, he ain't.
Damn, what there's more?
Yeah, bro. You didn't know that? There's way more.
He's the teenager being hailed a hero for swimming to the rescue in the midst of that ugly riverfront brawl.
That boy swimming his
Boy, hero was stuck.
The teen leaps off a riverboat after seeing his coworker being beaten on the dock.
Oh,
The
he's a goon.
16-year-old is now being dubbed a real-life Aquaman. On social media, he is a sensation.
The guy that jumped in the water to help.
He's a goon.
Yo, that is
Being
hilarious.
called a real-life Aquaman.
This morning, arrest warrants have been issued for at least 4 people after this brawl in Montgomery, Alabama.
Ah!
Woo!
And the other nigga was like, wow, nigga.
Tried to move a pontoon boat being used by a group of white men. The boat was blocking a large river boat from docking.
Those guys who parked there were told not to leave it there, and they left it there.
A man confronts the dock worker and then
That's that privilege
several
bullshit.
people join in, outnumbering the crew member. This woman kicking the man while
Yes,
he was
nigga.
down.
You just felt so helpless for that man. Like, there's 5 or 6 of them on him.
That's when witnesses, most, if not all of them black, rushed to the man's aid, one even swimming to the dock to join in. The fight turning into a
pause
full-on
it real quick,
melee.
H.
The violence
Man, they rocking. Yo, Stepper, that's not the point, though. You gotta think, Stepper. Let's say, for example, we all at work right now. You feel me? Nigga, somebody come fucking with one of our niggas or something while we at work, nigga. We finna pack these niggas out, bro. What you mean? Niggas is jumping one of our homies or something we work with. We see the nigga every day, bro. He come here to feed his family. He does 12, 10 hours with us and shit. Come on, my nigga. You gonna feel some type of way, bro. You gonna wanna hop in that bitch. You feel me? Especially he's an older dude, bro. He look like an older dude. You feel me? That shit was fire though.
Yeah, that's something fucked
Yo,
up.
that
shit,
last
though.
that last video Ace just showed though, that nigga was getting packed out. They was rocking that
A
nigga.
wild brawl on an escalated with several people getting hit in the head with a chair. The mayor of Montgomery is calling for justice to be served. He says the worker was just doing his job.
It's an unfortunate incident. It's something that shouldn't have happened, and it's something that we're investigating right now. We'll continue to go through that process before we take any additional steps.
Police say several.
That's just crazy, bro.
Young nigga was doing wrestling moves and shit. This nigga was stone cold stunning niggas and all type of shit.
Nigga was doing the
Look
RKO.
at up, bro.
Hey, yo, bro. That was insane, bro.
Shane McMahon. Niggas was out there. That shit was crazy, bro. It could have got that shit. That type of shit could have escalated a whole lot further.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah,
bro. Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Especially if niggas would have involved weapons.
Somebody could have got bodied, all type of shit.
Who knows, dog? Maybe it's just a distraction for some other shit, bro.
It could have been a lot more white folks there too.
Yep.
I might just
What up, Senya?
distraction. Might just be a distraction, nigga.
Facts.
What up, Step?
I don't know. Something else going on. What up, Step? Little homie.
That shit was crazy though. But I figured something like that was gonna happen. Shit been too quiet. Shit been too quiet.
So I'm telling you, it's a distraction for something, my nigga.
You gotta think about it. The only thing that we had that was exciting or even crazy enough on this level probably was that UFO sighting or the UFO shit.
Mm-hmm. So far in 2023, bro, something has happened every month that like hit national news.
This month has been insane too.
At the beginning of the year, bro, we had the train derailments, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? At the beginning of the year, bro, we had the train derailments, all that fucking chemicals that got into the soil, bro, in the air and the water, bro.
Bro, all this alien shit. Bro,
And then all this alien shit, bro. The fucking shorty on the plane, bro, talking about he is not real.
Yo, on some Final Destination shit.
Yeah, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yo,
That's
she
just,
said the nigga sitting right next to her was like not a human being and shit. What if she was on to something, bro?
Yeah.
Or she was on something, bro.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem. Every time somebody speaks about something like that, since we can't grasp it, we'll laugh at them or we'll think they're crazy.
Nah, that's bullshit.
Nah, that's a fact, bro. That's a fact.
We do. We call them crazy, nigga. We don't listen
But I'll
to them.
fucking start telling you, bro, that I'm sitting next to an alien, bro. You're gonna look at me like I'm crazy.
Unless they're really crazy, though.
If I told you right now that I saw an alien in my backyard right now, would you believe me, Brody?
No.
See?
You gotta show me proof, my nigga. You gotta show me proof.
But bro, if I
I want to see footprints or something.
swore and told you, Brody, yo, listen, Brody, I'm telling you, bro, I saw an alien in my backyard, bro. I'm telling you, bro, I swear, bro. I swear
I also
on
know.
this and that. And
I
this
also
and
know that you smoke a lot of weed as well.
Come on, bro.
I'm fucking with you.
I know, big bro.
Nigga said, I know you be smoking mad weed too, nigga. You just hallucinating, motherfucker.
This nigga smoke a good strain, nigga. I want this nigga gonna ask me, yo, what did you smoke? What's that called again?
Nah, I understand though. I know it is. I seen what happened to Kanye. And now look at niggas. Niggas is wearing big ass boots, and everybody's calling out the Jews and shit.
You feel me? You feel
Like fuck,
me?
we just killed Kanye for like a year straight for doing that shit.
What the fuck was I watching the other day? Oh, bro, yeah, cause look, think about this, right? Look at all that shit Kanye was going through, and then I'm sitting here watching the Aiden Ross lives and shit. These niggas, Gideon, all these niggas, bro, like not Gideon himself doesn't do it, but all these niggas be like, fuck you, you're a fucking Jew, and you're this, and you're that, and like, you feel me? It's like,
Yeah, he just called somebody. Just got mad and called somebody a fucking Jew. I think it was the Island Boys.
It was the Island Boys. That's what it was, bro. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like that, like you just said, bro. It's like it's niggas was like, oh my god, Kanye said this. You know what I'm saying? And look, niggas is doing it now.
He ain't even saying nothing anti-Semitic. He just said I can say anti-Semitic shit, and they can't do it.
He actually proved it though, because they hit him. Didn't they hit him back?
Yo, nigga, they selling Yeezys right now.
Word. My little brother just bought some Yeezys today. That's funny.
Me too. I'm guilty of that shit too.
You know what I'm saying? That shit's crazy, nigga. The Tory Lane shit. This shit. The fuck is going on, y'all?
It's a little
Crazy.
bit of everything, bro. There's a lot of crazy going on.
That's a fact. There is a little bit of everything going on.
There's something else going on, but they trying to hide.
Or they trying to
I
hide
think
something.
so. They talking about I know they said that America was like on the brink of war for the last since we started, but nigga, they saying that shit is more likely than not, nigga, now, and it's getting closer and closer and shit. These niggas got like eight Russian boats and 8 Chinese boats on our coast right now somewhere, like up there near Alaska.
I was about to bring up. I was watching some Joe Rogan shit, and they were talking about how like China is basically trying to become the new America, where like America, everybody loves America. They depend on America. They come over here. They think we're this is the American dream. They're trying to make that in China, nigga. You feel me?
They ain't gonna be able to do that. They have too many communists over there. Like not communists, but like they got too much corruption bullshit over there.
Not only that,
we got corruption and shit. My bad.
Not only that, bro, but they are way overpopulated.
Way overpopulated. Yep.
They're way over. They have way too many people to even try to do that.
Facts.
Yo, you know they got abandoned cities over there.
Yeah.
Like they built like big ass fucking cities with not skyscrapers, but like they look like apartment buildings, but they big as shit and nobody live in them.
Yeah, nobody lives in them. But we have that out here, bro. We have that even in New York City.
Nah,
There's
but these is
big-ass
like
buildings.
fixed up type shit. Like they're not that old, bro. We got shit that's been here since 1936 that ain't been renovated and shit like that. Just old buildings.
Yo, big bro, in New York City right now, bro, there's
These
brand
shits was
new
just built in
buildings.
the early 2000s and nobody lives in them shits.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They got these in New York right now too, Brody. Big ass buildings that are brand new. You feel me? People could live in them, and nobody lives in them. They're empty as fuck. Tall ass skyscrapers and all that in New York right
Nah,
now,
it's
bro.
because
Brand
they're trying to get billionaires and shit, the millionaires to live in them shits.
new. Yeah, nobody can afford
They
that
don't
shit.
want no. They don't want motherfuckers to live in that shit. Besides motherfucking rich billionaires and millionaires and shit.
Facts.
So that's why it's empty like that. But those
Facts.
shits over there in China, like niggas, I would think niggas got there's billions of people over there. I think niggas got choices. They just building shit just to build shit.
Where they just bored nigga out there.
At this
Now
point,
they're breaking them down and shit.
Yeah,
Building
nah,
more plants and shit.
I did see that. A couple places is like that. Japan is like that. I think they said China's like that, and
But I feel like Japan is leading in just about all of that technological shit. Like their government over there too. Like it's they quiet as far as I know, but they're progressing like major, like faster than any other country.
hold me down.
they're quiet, bro, because you think about it. They're one of our allies.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So they can't really make too much noise right now because then they're gonna put a target on their back too.
they're back. Facts. China's over there like shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Don't you say shit.
And it's like, you know how in Africa they're using the Chinese money.
Oh yeah.
They transitioning from dollar, from the United States dollar.
Yep.
To the Chinese currency.
Because they think they're gonna build, like they're gonna protect them some more. Build
I
their
don't give a fuck, bro. At the end of the day, the United States does have the strongest military.
Yeah, we're number one.
And I'm not gonna say that we can take on the whole fucking world, nigga, but
We got allies.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got allies that you know what I mean, is gonna hop in with us.
But until them allies, I don't know. It depends. I think it's gonna be a power struggle with Russia and China and America.
Oh yeah.
Next 5 to 10 years. So everybody's gonna sit here and like with this. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh man, I'm not gonna make no moves until I see what the fuck these niggas are doing." Then I'm gonna join. Then I'm gonna really join who the fuck is in power type shit.
That's a fact.
So they just letting them play off.
Where the fuck is Sen? Where's Sen at? She working?
Yeah, she at work. Yeah, she at work.
Shout out to Sen because she a real one. Order my nigga crazy ass Boston down.
You said what?
I said shout out to Sen for ordering my nigga crazy ass Boston down.
Oh man. Yeah, this should be crazy.
Yeah, I know you crazy.
But yeah, man. Yeah, shit been real fucked up, real weird lately, man. All that shit going on, bro. All that alien shit. All that it's I don't know, bro. I don't know. Something is up.
Nah, there's definitely something going down, bro. Definitely something going down.
There's a bunch of kids missing. They said people been missing out here lately. Niggas ain't talking about that shit. Mad shit going on, bro. Mad shit going on, bro. What's going on? Y'all heard about LeBron's son had a cardiac arrest?
Yeah, basically a heart attack during practice, some shit like that.
Yeah, bro, that's fire. Yo, that shit's sad, nigga. That shit's crazy, scary, nigga.
Nah, that's a fact. I didn't even know that. Bullshit.
Yeah, bro. The older one.
Bronny.
Yeah, Bronny.
That's crazy.
Lady, what up? Yeah, Braun's son, nigga. Nigga had a heart attack. Nigga, this mad shit been going on. Mad shit been going on. Did you guys see the fight between the Cleveland Indians? I think it was, and who the fuck was that?
White Sox.
It wasn't the Red Sox, nigga. Stop
It was the
playing.
White Sox. The White Sox.
It was the White Sox. It was the White
You
Sox.
said
with
the Red Sox.
Nah, it was the Red Sox with the fucking White Sox, bro. You talking
Nah,
about
it
homie
was-
that got knocked out?
No, it was the White Sox and the
It was
Indians.
the Indians, bro. It was the Cleveland Indians, bro.
Yeah, just recently.
You talking about homie that got knocked out?
Yeah. Anderson.
Yeah.
He was on the White Sox. The other team was on the Red Sox. I mean, the Indians.
The Indians, yeah.
Yeah, I could have thought that was the Red Sox. Nigga, no bullshit.
Nah, I've been paying attention to the Red Sox. I would know.
They're not the Indians no more. Technically, they're the Cleveland Guardians.
Oh, the Guardians. That's what we are. My bad.
Yeah, the Guardians.
I find that shit so stupid how they changed the name.
Me too.
They had to change the name because of remember the Redskins and shit.
Yeah, nah. So here's the thing though. Is that with that shit, bro. Even the fucking like the tribe leaders, bro. They was like, yo, we don't have a problem with it. Y'all are actually representing us, and you know, and we like it. It was the people from the Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah.
Mountains of
Yeah, they
Slovakia.
changed their shit to the Guardians, and then they changed the other shit to the fucking Commanders or some shit. Washington.
You got the fucking the Washington Commanders.
But you still got the Chiefs,
Yeah, and you still got the Blackhawks, nigga.
the Blackhawks.
And fucking hockey.
Hockey ain't gonna change shit.
Hell no.
Hell no. They hitting the black puck. Yeah, nigga, fuck that. Niggas
Yeah.
racist. You think I don't know?
Hockey, I like hockey too, though. I like hockey too. I give it. I like that.
Low key. Them shits be fire.
I'm just now getting back into baseball, like trying to pay attention to that shit because a lot of shit been happening.
Facts. No bullshit. I was just looking at the rosters to the Red Sox, bro. And I'm like, who the fuck are these people?
Bro, we got nothing but young people.
Bro,
Like
the only people I know on that team, bro, is Rafael Duffers, bro. Like I looked at the whole roster, bro. I'm like, who the fuck are these niggas?
Yeah,
Like,
nigga,
where the
that's
fuck
all
did
the
Pablo
crazy.
Sandoval go? Where the fuck they? Oh my god.
Pablo Sandoval. Fucking Mookie Betts is gone. Fucking
Where's Mookie Betts? Where's my
Bogarts
nigga
is
Veritek at,
gone.
bro? Where's Bogarts, bro? Like I was like, yo, who the fuck are these niggas, bro?
Nah, these niggas is not. Well, they didn't start getting their shit together until later on in the season. Even still, they lost 3 games in a row the other day. We're like a game away. We was actually couple games above New York, the Yankees, but they just jumped us over a couple days ago because of the fucking Baltimore.
Yo, Nate, Lady, and Senior tap in. Nigga, what up? Yo, what happened to Bruno?
He left. I don't know.
The nigga, he be working late night anyways, bro. So like 2-3 in the morning type shit, bro. So he probably tired, nigga.
That nigga says nap time.
Yeah, that nigga was out, nigga. But yeah, bro. Lady, she said she can't wait till football season. Hurry up.
Facts. Big
Yes,
facts.
sir.
I hate how short football season
Yo,
is.
Nate, you be capping, dog. This nigga said after I eat. This nigga be capping. This nigga be eating booty and shit. He's like, after I eat this booty, I'ma have in. God, you give me a few. I will when I get a minute. It's busy right now. Hey, all 3 of them wrote at the same time. That's crazy, right? That's funny as
It's
shit.
it's so busy saying how you fucking writing back.
Yo. Yo, word. Yo, it'd be funny, right? When I worked at AutoZone, right? And she worked at Shell, yo, it was the funniest arguments ever. Cause like she'll be like, oh, my car don't got gas. I'd be like, yo, hold up, my nigga. I work at AutoZone. So that's like me complaining to you about car parts, nigga. You work at a Shell gas station, nigga. I should be complaining to you about gas, my nigga. What you mean? How do you work at a Shell gas station and you don't have gas? And then her mom's just walking by and she's like, yeah, he's right. He's right. It makes sense. It was hilarious, bro. Shit was
Easy
hilarious.
to text.
But yeah, fucking yo, yesterday's live was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Yesterday's
This
live
nigga
was
had, bro, this nigga, when I tell you this nigga H had me, yo, bro, H, this nigga Boston had me dying, bro. I had to fucking put myself on mute, bro, take the camera off, bro, all that. He had me dying, bro.
Nah, I bet this
some
nigga
real
be on
shit.
some bullshit when he get the opportunity. He be on some bullshit straight up.
This nigga had me on some other shit, bro. Yeah,
It's
bro.
crazy because y'all both know me. Y'all both know me. Y'all both seen that side of me too. Oh shit. Yo, she
That
gets
shit.
She said I be trying to get home. Hey yo, nah, I be on it. I be roasting, nigga. It's cool. I mean, I wasn't roasting yesterday. I was just.
Nah,
I was
you was just
turning.
fucking with her, but that shit was just having me dying.
I was turning
She
shorty
had,
up.
bro, she had no idea what was none.
Hey yo, I was like, yo, you gonna have a threesome with me and Senya? And she said, yeah.
This nigga said, yo, bro, this nigga is talking about you gonna be my surrogate.
She said,
What?
She said, yeah, bro.
He was willing to do anything you said, my nigga.
Yo, bro, she was down for all the smoke, bro.
Yeah, she.
We had her jumping on the bed like a Superman, bro.
Hey yo, I told him, bro. How did she jump? How did she jump on the bed? Yo, how did she jump on the bed? I told him. H, look.
This, yo, bro, shorty, yo, she said, the bed's over there, right? She said, yo, that shit was funny as hell, nigga.
Hey, yo, I told her, yo, when you come through, yo, I'm gonna make sure I hit it with a do-rag on too. You feel me? She was like, this ain't no do-rag. I was like, my fault, a wave cap. She was like, this ain't no wave cap.
What was it, a bonnet?
Yeah,
it was a scarf, bro.
It was a scarf.
Oh.
Hey, yo,
That shit
bro.
was funny as hell, though, nigga.
I told
yo,
her,
lady, you missed it last night, bro. If you didn't tap in last night, bro, you missed a fucking great fucking stream.
I was like, yo, me and Senya finna slut you out. She was like, yeah, hell yeah. And this
I'm like,
Steppa said he was gonna hit. He said he wanted to hit that.
Facts.
He was dead ass though. That nigga was serious.
What?
Yeah. he was dead ass.
Who was?
Hey, young Steppa.
Oh, Steppa.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, she yeah, we had her turn yesterday. That was lot of mercy. Hey yo. Nah, but
that
yo.
shit was funny.
You saw this nigga Reckless was like, turn your camera on.
Facts. So we trying to see how you look. This nigga, bro. Hey, you looking at me real quick? As soon as she turned her camera on, bro, this nigga needs. Yo,
H is on the phone. I think H is on the phone because he's on mute.
Oh, yeah, facts.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
Yo, it was straight.
Yo, lady, you had to see that shit.
Yo, bro. So, it was so funny, bro, that I had to send that fucking shit to so many people, bro, so they could see this shit, bro.
I deleted it off YouTube.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I can repost it if I want to. Deleted it.
That shit was too funny, nigga.
Yo, that shit was too crazy, bro. Yeah, she fucked me up yesterday.
That shit was funny as hell, nigga. And Stan's like, yo, I thought you knew.
Yeah. Like, hell the fuck now. How the fuck am I gonna know?
Yeah, I thought you knew, nigga.
Jeez. Yeah, man. Yo, I'm Christian, man. I'm a Christian. Yo, I was like, yo, you finna cook for us with your titties out. She was like, yeah, I like that.
I do that at home. I do it at home.
Yeah. Yeah, she was like, I do that at home already. Yo.
That shit was funny as hell. Yo, where the fuck this bum ass nigga up, bro? You need to hurry up so I can go.
Who's that? Who's that?
Nah, my replacement, bro.
Dude, yo, I'm super grateful. All I gotta do is wear that shirt for real. I gotta wear a shirt, a tie, and all that shit.
Nah, I like it, bro. You know how many compliments I get, bro?
You look sharp. You look sharp.
Yeah, no bullshit.
I ain't knocking it. You look sharp.
That's literally what I get. I was like, damn, you clean up nice. I'm like, yeah, bro. What you mean?
But like, I like that. All I had to do is just throw that shit on real quick and poop. I'm out.
Yeah, see me, I leave this shit here, bro.
That's smart.
I bring my own clothes and I change into it when I get out of work.
That's smart. That's smart.
I leave this shit here. I come in my street clothes. Nobody know where I go.
Word. Yeah, nigga, yo, bro. Yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious, bro. Oh shit. Yo, nigga. Yo.
He said, Superman now. Oh.
I was like, we're gonna fly you out here first class, nigga. You're gonna be sitting 1A. She said, hell yeah. Yo, I'm done. I can't. Yo, man. Yo, you know what I've been watching a lot? This nigga Joe Rogan, right? He had this show and it was called Joe Rogan Questions Everything. Yo, bro, I've been watching the fuck out that show, bro. It's crazy, bro.
Word.
Yeah, bro. The nigga basically just like he stays in the woods looking for like Bigfoot. He'll stay in the woods for mad long, you know what I mean? And he'll try to find like weird ass animals that people say exist and shit like that. Yo, crazy shit, bro. It's kind of fire.
Joe Rogan?
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
Where the fuck? What? I ain't seen that shit. I'm gonna have to look that shit up later.
Yeah. It's actually really intriguing. It's intriguing, bro, because it's like you know how his channel is like the Joe Rogan podcast. It's already him talking about mad like mysterious weird shit. You know what I mean? Unique shit, and I guess it's kind of like that, bro. Like conspiracies and you know.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I seen that shit. I seen that podcast. I ain't never seen that nigga. He questions everything. I ain't seen that one.
Yeah, bro. He he basically says that he doesn't believe Bigfoot exists anymore after that shit. He's like, yo, bro, like he says like, yo, he was an animal here on Earth, but I don't think he's here anymore. We would have been seeing him with all this technology and shit like that, and blah blah blah.
That's a fact.
Yo, it's crazy. It's pretty weird. It was dope though.
We got cameras that can be fucking in space, my nigga, and you can see what you holding, bro. Like,
yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, man. Yo, I've been watching that shit. I was watching also that Twisted Metal show.
Yeah, that's just fire, bro.
It's fire. It's not what I thought it was gonna be, but it's dope.
That's just fire, bro. I
It's
fuck with
like
it.
it's funny and shit. You know what I mean? Know what I mean,
Nah, that's a fact.
it's been mad shit though. My fault. Just looking at something real quick. But yeah, yo, it's been mad crazy shit going on, man. Mad fucking crazy shit going on.
Nah, that's a fact. That's definitely a fact, bro. What the fuck just happened?
I was watching Oh, yo, I wanted to bring this up with y'all, man. But yo, my shit keep bugging though, man. I don't know if I could play this shit, man. My shit keep tripping. I'm gonna try it one time. Yo, y'all gotta tell me what y'all think about this.
What's up, Matt?
Hold on, let me.
That's the favorite line. You got to get us.
Yo, y'all gotta let me know what y'all think of this shit, man.
Listen, any girl, I don't give a fuck who she is. If I used to date her before, she could have been my girlfriend. But nigga, if she want to give you some box, that's her box to give.
Y'all can hear it?
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Hold on. You better stop it. You better stop it. Hold on. I'll get that bazooka right out that closet. You can't though. You can't though. You better stop it. Stand by that. You better stop it. Now, stand by that. Let's take it. Stop, bro, bazooka to get it. Stop, y'all. Because if that was the case, then why would you ever be questioning me about why your ex is at my house? Because you made the statement that you would never do that. I wouldn't do it. But you did. Let me answer you. Now you flustered. No, I'm not stupid.
Hold up, my fault, y'all. Let me just take that Alabama brawl shit off the screen. Here we go. This was right 100%. With his point. Word. Yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie, 187 Kai. I never heard of you. I don't know who the fuck you are, but I agree with you. I think you're absolutely right, Brody. I'm gonna play it right now. My fault, y'all. I'm gonna play it right now for y'all. Here we go. All right, here we go.
If you can get it, get it. That's the favorite line. You got to get it.
Yeah.
Date her before? She her box to give. I can't police that box. Stop it. Stop it. Hold on. You better stop it. You better stop it. Hold on. Because I'll get that bazooka right out that closet. You can't though. You can't though. You better stop it. Stand by that. You better stop it. Now, stand by that. Stop. No bazooka to get. Stop, y'all. Because if that was the case, then why would you ever be questioning me about why your ex is at my house? Oh, because you made the statement that you would never do that. I wouldn't do it. But you did. No, I didn't. Now you flustered. No. It's stupid. Now you looking stupid. It's a song. What's up? Pussy. It's not pussy. Why you cursing the street? You always do it. Why you don't have to scream? I'm your friend. I'm gonna be a church. It's not do that.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Joe's also moving the post by fucking saying I'm your friend and I love you. It's a dialogue, nigga. Chill out and all that.
Because I know you asked me and when I went to answer, you cut me off. That's what took place. Dialogue. No, so let me answer your question. Dialogue. You asked me. Let me answer. We had a conversation. Oh, what to do? Don't let them deter you. Don't let them distract you. We had a conversation on what I would and wouldn't do. Joe said I would never do X, Y, and Z. I started laughing. And it was on the podcast. Yep, I remember. I started laughing. So, like, what's so funny? Ha. I'm saying, yo, you would do that. He said, no, I wouldn't. I said, yes, you have my ex in your fucking house. Well, with hookah. That means You said I wouldn't entertain an ex. Joe kind of don't. You
It doesn't.
You Joe, talk, bro. My man. Am I wrong? That's a fact. Am I wrong? That's the thing. I'm saying it. And I'm saying you lying. You talked to my exes before. I can say I gave a fuck. Pointing out that you did it. That you were in your house with my ex bitch of 9 years smoking hookah. So you sit here lying. I say I'm lying because again, she don't mind. Who the fuck? Well, hold on, but that means you kind of mind. So you didn't care. She told me. I'm not approaching. What the fuck? But she didn't. She did tell me. She didn't tell you. You're wrong. Then why was she there? I don't know. I don't know why she was there. That's good like that. Either you had to tell me or she had to tell me. Who else told me?
Damn.
I tell you again, that's why she speaking to the girl.
Y'all can hear this?
And then you start questioning your man on the phone. I didn't question him. That's what's just it.
Yeah, you with the goalpost.
Look, you're moving the goalpost because his point is not that you were there talking to his ex or whatever. It was you said I would never do that, and he's proving to you did do that. That was the point. Stop right there. Maybe he misunderstood me. What I said here, which is I wouldn't fuck one of your exes. I wouldn't try to fuck one of your exes. It's the same thing I'm saying now. That's not what you said back then. Then what I said? You said, yo, I wouldn't even entertain them. I wouldn't talk to them. You said, yo, you felt funny going in the strip club talking to Imani's old girl at the bar. That's a fact. Just saying, I wouldn't entertain them. Joe Budden would not entertain and would feel uncomfortable conducting conversation with any of y'all exes. So if a conversation happened with one of y'all exes, there had to be a way that she finagled that to happen, right? And if she finagled that to happen, she probably was trying to finagle something else, right? Girlfriend of 9 years. So she managed to tell you none of anything. Possibility. But she managed to tell you none of anything. So Joe is very consistent with what he's saying. Where is Joe moving the goalposts? Because you said, please, you gonna let me answer you? He said that she might have tricked you. Okay. You gonna let me answer you? This is a very simple concept. And you did, kid. You brought it up many years later. You don't know. You brought it up. You are wrong. Number one. Nigga cared and he was in there accusing me of something and blocking some shit. You accused me. I said, wait, I said that at this part too. No, I'm consistent in what I said.
Damn.
Yo, he asked me a question I would love to answer. Shit, you just like answer. You a lot of time in your house, but nigga, you come in the house that you pay the rent. So you don't know. So you don't know. So you don't know what you got now. So you don't know what you got now.
Damn.
Because none of this sounds like thank you.
It's basically Joe Budden said he'll never entertain none of his homies' bitches, right? And then his homie is basically telling the nigga like, yo, you lying because you've already done that. My ex has been in your crib smoking hookah before and you didn't tell me. So how do you think I found out? She told me that. And then Joe Budden is basically trying to say that maybe she finessed her way into his crib. You feel me? Like he don't know the situation. But he's saying I'm gonna let her tell you that. I'm not gonna tell you that. You feel me? You don't know what I told her. You feel me? Like basically Joe Budden is implying that maybe the shorty tried to fuck him and give him pussy or something, throw herself at him, and maybe the nigga, maybe she came over and thought they were still cool or something. Who knows? You feel me? Who knows?
My bitch of 9 years. I don't give a none of this sounds like that. But you're welcome. But you're yelling at me for it. Because you won't let me speak. That's weird. Look at you speaking. No, but you're gaslighting. Look how you speaking. But you're gaslighting. pretenses. No girl can walk in your house without under any pretenses without you turning the knob and opening the door. That's one. Number two, you allowed a person to come into your home. I wasn't talking to Joe, and I wasn't talking to the girl. So the girl can't facilitate Joe hooking me back up with her. I don't speak to Joe. Does she know you ain't speak to Joe? Yeah. How? If you wasn't talking to her? Because me and Joe fell out before me and her fell out. Gotcha. So again, me and Joe didn't talk for 6 years. Me and the girl were not speaking. So her objective to go to Joe's crib could have been based around me. Could have been based around her wanting to fuck Joe. I never negated that. Let me ask you another question. Is it possible she might have thought you and Joe were cool? Possible. And could have went over there trying to finesse that back? Possible. I'm just asking. Possible. Yeah, we got to be on a reason. No, I said possible. I'm not negating that. Okay. What I'm saying, of course, I never get out of it. Well, there's nothing you're saying, man. Niggas have liked and loved Lions rifling chicks. Like, that's just the bottom line. So I don't even really understand this particular conversation. Whatever she said to get in the house clearly was some bullshit, nigga, because she had another plan. What are you talking about? Nobody said anything. What are you talking? Yes, it's a fact. You have to open the door to let somebody in. Open the possibility. You see how easily I'm open to the possibility? Again, I'm accepting that, but you are not accepting that. You have conversations with y'all niggas. She can report to my point. I would look at y'all bitches like they are worse. Yo. If they try to sit with me, whether I speak to you or not. You're dismissing my sentence. You're dismissing my sentence. Your Joe sentence in the summer was, I would never even entertain none of y'all bitches. I wouldn't talk to y'all bitches. I would never Sometimes people use tactics to get your crib 2 inches. Who said that? Who said that's not true? Y'all niggas are saying something that I'm not saying. Went over there and attempted to pull Joe's draw. Who said that that's not the possibility?
What's up, Central? Miss you too. Hope all is well.
Ish, that's your point, right? If he's saying he don't entertain, what's your definition of entertain? Because it sounds like he has a different definition of entertain. Joe said he won't hold the conversation with our bitches. He said it. He said it's wrong nice. So when you open the fucking door, you like the hookah, you want to have a conversation with a bitch. People I know. Don't start. I'm not. You just can't keep up. I had conversations with all of y'all old bitches still to this day. That's not what the fuck we was saying. Was it? I would not be having a conversation trying to pop your old bitch. Look at the normal. Shut your fucking these bitches. You did with your bitch.
What? Y'all couldn't hear that? Are you fucking kidding me?
They know in the park. They know you boy. You guys got a friendship with your brothers. You cool with your exes. You know you're gonna shoot at that. No, make no mistake. You don't think I shot at yours though? Did I get shot at? I don't know. You think I'm fuck? Oh shit! That's totally different. You think he fucks your ass?
You a dirty nigga. I don't think he fucked everybody.
Here now?
Let him tell him fuck everybody.
These are semantics conversations.
Yeah.
So maybe not an X. Maybe not an X.
It's both not
Maybe not an X because that's a semantics thing. I believe Ishtar fucks on my old work.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yo, you hear it now?
All right, there we go.
What?
Been
going the round.
Wow.
Live long days.
Why are they proud of that?
Nigga, you do the same thing.
No, I do not.
You are lying.
I'm not. I don't.
Look at E-face.
Yo, E, you violated. E, I saw you. E, oh shit. No, he's not.
He don't
Now
lie.
come here. Come on.
He come right now.
He didn't say nothing about me.
I know he didn't. He ain't say nothing. He ain't say nothing. He made a face about you.
I don't. I think y'all niggas is pardon.
All right, this shit's crazy.
You might
Y'all gotta
truly
watch
believe
this.
it because you've been on and off for a while. But
Let me know what
the
y'all
rest of
think.
these niggas that ain't really been on, no, they ain't try to fuck none of their old work. That's not a thing of mine.
You trying to fuck niggas old work for real?
No. N-O.
Help me.
Did anybody old work trying to fuck his work?
No, define.
I know that's what you meant.
Old
And you
work.
shut it down?
So it's not.
you were fucking inside your ass.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So wait, hold on. So wait. Hold on. So sorry, man. You can't fuck.
Hold up.
Facts. If you
Here we
get her. That's the favorite line. You get her.
No, listen, I don't listen. Any girl, I don't give a fuck who she is. If I used to date her before, she could have been my girlfriend. Nigga, if she want to give you some box, that's her box to give. I can't police that box.
Stop it.
No,
Stop it.
Hold on.
You better stop it. You better stop it.
Hold on now.
Because I'll get that bazooka right out that
You
closet.
can't though. You can't though.
You better stop
I
it.
stand by that.
You better stop it.
I don't know what kind
I
of phone
stand by
you
that.
use, Central, but it sounds perfect.
Stop. No bazooka to get.
Stop, y'all. Y'all playing
It's on my phone.
Because if that was the case, then why would you ever be questioning me about why your ex is at my house?
Boom. Because you made the statement that you would never do that.
I wouldn't do it.
But you did.
No, I didn't.
So let me answer you.
Now you flustered.
No,
now you flustered, looking stupid.
I'm not even.
Now you looking stupid. It's a dialogue. It's a dialogue. So your ex is at somebody's house. It's her pussy. It's her. Why? It's a dialogue. Why you cursing and screaming? Why you don't have to scream? I'm your friend. I love you.
I'm gonna be a church mouse.
I did not do that to you because I love you.
No, you asked me a question, and then when I went to answer, you cut me off. That's what
this
took
is
place.
a dialogue.
I know, so let me answer your question. Dialogue, man.
The name of this is this.
You asked me a question. Let me answer. We had a conversation on what to do. No, don't let them deter you. Don't let them distract you. We had a conversation on what I would and wouldn't do. Joe said I would never do X, Y, and Z. I started laughing. It was on the podcast.
Yep, I remember.
I started laughing. So Joe like, what's so funny? Ha ha. I'm saying, yo, you would do that. He said, no, I wouldn't. I said, yes, you would. You had my ex in your fucking house filling up with hookah.
That means I was trying to fuck your ex.
But no, you said I wouldn't entertain a nigga ex. Joe's comment, you not moving the goalpost today. You're not going to get into a screaming match.
And you screaming.
Oh, we're here.
You
Joe
moving it and you
I don't
screaming.
even talk to the girl, my man's exes. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
That's a
Parks?
fact. Yes.
Am I wrong?
That's a fact. That is what you said. I'm saying it.
And I'm saying you lying because you have talked to my exes before. I didn't say I gave a fuck. I was pointing out that you did it. That you were in your house with my ex bitch of 9 years smoking hookah. So you sitting here lying. I didn't say I mind because again, if she don't mind, who the fuck am I to mind?
Well, hold on, man. You kind of mind a little bit.
No, I don't. I'm telling Joe
not the
that
mind.
he's
What he's
lying
saying
about never doing that.
Yeah. So you didn't care.
She told me. I never approached him. I didn't give a fuck.
But she didn't tell you.
She did tell me.
She didn't tell you.
You're wrong.
Then why was she there?
I don't know. I don't know why she was there. She could have left that out. I never even grilled it. How would I find that out, Joe? Either you had to tell me or she had to tell me. Who else told me?
But hold on.
He might have had a bitch over and that was her homegirl. You feel me?
He's trying to say she didn't tell you initially. That's why
I'm lost.
She didn't tell you initially when she was there.
I didn't say the time. I didn't even speak.
I
wasn't speaking to the girl. I wasn't even talking to the girl.
But your girl of 9 years never told you why she was there. And then you start questioning your man on the podcast.
I didn't question my man.
See, that's where. Stop.
That's what's different.
Now
you moving the goalpost.
Question you about now moving the goalpost. You are. Tell me how. I'm asking like
you're moving the goalpost because
it's a dialogue. As usual, this is a dialogue.
Make me be the argument of one guy.
So look, you're moving the goalpost because his point is not that you were there talking to his ex or whatever. It was you said I would never do that, and he's proving to you did do that. That was the point.
Stop right there. Maybe he misunderstood me. What I said here, which is I wouldn't fuck one of y'all exes. I wouldn't try to fuck none of y'all exes. It's the same thing I'm saying now.
That's not what you said back then.
Then what did I say?
You said, yo, I wouldn't even entertain them. I wouldn't talk to them. You said, yo, you felt funny going in the strip club talking to Imani's old girl at the bar.
That's a fact.
Just saying hi.
That's a
like,
fact.
I wouldn't entertain
That's
them.
a
I wouldn't
fact.
do none of that.
Joe
That's what it
Budden
said.
would not entertain and would feel uncomfortable conducting conversation with any of y'all exes. So if a conversation happened with one of y'all exes, there had to be a way that she finagled that to happen, right? And if she finagled that to happen, she probably was trying to finagle something else, right? Girlfriend of 9 years, but she didn't. She managed to tell you none of anything.
Possibility.
But she managed to tell you none of anything.
That's
so
a
Joe is very consistent in what he's saying. Where's Gobos?
Because you said, please, you gonna let me answer you?
He said that she might have tricked.
Stop, Flip.
Okay.
You gonna let me answer you? This is a very simple concept.
And you did care because you brought up mad years later. You don't speak to her. I don't speak to her. You brought it up. You care.
You are wrong.
That nigga cared.
You are mad wrong. Number one.
The nigga cared, and he was damn near accusing me of something, implying some shit.
You told me I fucked your bitch. That's when that came out, nigga. You accused me of fucking your bitch.
Wait, I said that this part too.
And I never fucked the bitch. No,
I'm consistent in what I said. I said that this part.
He asked me a question I would love to answer.
I didn't ask you shit.
You just asked me how the bitch got to your house. You let her come in your house. She can't finagle you to come in the house that you pay the rent.
So you don't know. So you don't know how she got now. So you don't know how she got now. So you don't know how she got now.
No, you can't. Because guess
none of this sounds like thank you for not fucking my bitch of 9 years.
I don't give a fuck.
None of this sounds like that.
I'm not thanking you for that.
But you're welcome.
I'm not thanking you for that. I don't care if you.
But you're yelling at me for it.
Because you won't let me speak. You asked me a question and then you won't let me answer. You cut me off.
Look how you're speaking to your friend. Seriously. Look how he's speaking to his friend.
Let me finish.
Look how he's speaking to
No,
him.
but you're gaslighting.
Look how he's speaking.
But
you're gaslighting, Joe.
That's right. No girl can walk in your house under no pretenses at all.
That's not true.
Yo, dog, can I finish my fucking sentence? No girl can walk in your house without under any pretenses without you turning the knob and opening the door. That's one. Number two, you allowed a person to come into your home. I wasn't talking to Joe, and I wasn't talking to the girl. So the girl can't facilitate Joe hooking me back up with her if I don't speak to Joe.
Did she know you didn't speak to Joe?
Yes.
How if you wasn't talking to her?
Because me and Joe fell out before me and her fell out.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm just asking questions.
So again, me and Joe didn't talk for 6 years. Me and the girl were not speaking. So her objective to go to Joe's crib couldn't have been based around me. It could have been based around her wanting to fuck Joe. I never negated that.
Let me ask you another question. Is it possible she might have thought you and Joe were cool?
Possible.
And could have went over there trying to finesse that back?
Possible.
I'm just asking.
Possible, yeah.
You know, we got to put beyond a reasonable doubt.
I said possible.
Okay,
I'm not negating that.
Okay.
What I'm saying, of course, I never get an opportunity to finish my sentence.
Because none you saying matters.
Every time I make sense,
niggas have liked and loved lying, trifling chicks. Like, that's just the bottom line. So I don't even really understand this particular conversation. Whatever she said to get in the house clearly was some bullshit, nigga, because she had another plan. What are you talking about?
Nobody said anything.
What are you talking? Yes, it's a fact that you have to open the door to let somebody in a house.
Open to possibilities. You see how easily I'm open to the possibility? Again, I'm accepting that, but you are not accepting that you said something to the total contrary, which is I wouldn't hold no conversations with y'all niggas bitches.
Now, one day when she feel like telling you the truth, she could tell you what was said to her face. Which supports my point of I would look at y'all bitches like they are Martians if they tried that shit with me. Hey, whether I speak to you niggas or not.
You're dismissing my sentence. You're dismissing my sentence. Your Joe sentence in the summer was I would never even entertain none of y'all bitches. I wouldn't talk to y'all bitches. I would never da.
Opening the door like is not entertaining bitches. That's what we did to calm
down. Sometimes people use tactics to get your crib too, Ish. Of course.
Who said that? Who said that's not true? Who said that's not true? Y'all niggas are saying something that I'm not saying. I don't care if the bitch went over there and attempted to pull Joe's drawers off. Who said that that's not a possibility?
You're just saying that the fact that he had to.
I'm saying that Joe did something that he starkly says he does not do. That's the fucking point.
Ish, that's your point, right? If he's saying he don't entertain, what's your definition of entertain? Because it sounds like he has a different definition of entertain.
Joe said he won't hold a conversation with our bitches. Am I wrong, Ice?
He said it.
Am I wrong, Ice? So when you open the fucking door and you light up a hookah, you are having a conversation with a bitch.
Greatest people I know.
Bruh,
Don't
yeah, I know.
don't start
You can't
don't start
possibly
losing context now. I have regular. I'm not. You just need to keep up. I have conversations with all of y'all old bitches still to this day. That's not what the fuck we were saying.
That wasn't.
I would not be having a conversation trying to pop your old bitch. Nor would I dignify she was trying to pop. You talk about a fucking hookah with your sensitive ass. Shut your fucking.
I'm far from sensitive, nigga. I don't give a fuck about these bitches.
You asked me 10 years later, nigga. Shut the fuck up.
Like you did with your bitch.
And yo, we gotta see the whole shit. That was only 9 minutes of it. I'm gonna fast forward. See what happens.
No. N-O.
Help me.
Did anybody over trying to fuck you?
No, define.
I know that's what you meant.
What?
Yo, you know what? When we get off camera, I'm gonna tell you something.
Y'all niggas front.
Just shut all this down.
Real ideal world. I think it's common when people are in that courtship phase and they talking about like they likes and they dislikes, and then for one of them to reference where they got the like or the dislike. I think that happens often. I don't think it's weird in courtship for anyone to refer to a previous sexual experience that they've had. I don't.
I could have left that out. I never even grilled it. How would I find that out, Joe? Either you had to tell me or she had to tell me. Who else? Am I wrong, Ice? So when you open the fucking door and you light up a hookah, you are having a conversation with a bitch.
Greatest people I know.
Bruh,
Don't start losing context.
Hey,
Yo, you just said
that bitch.
No, I did not. Would not be having a conversation trying to pop your old bitch. Nor would I dignify she was trying to pop. You talk about a fucking hookah with your sensitive ass. Shut your fucking.
I'm far from sensitive, nigga. I don't give a fuck about these bitches.
You asked me 10 years later, nigga. Shut the fuck up.
Like you did with your bitch.
No, I did not. No, I did not. I'm not you.
What?
I'm not you. That's what the fuck I keep saying. I never asked you that 10 years later. I asked you that when you was by the pool. Giving my whole bitch a foot rub. What are you talking about?
He's lying. Ain't nobody touch that bitch. He lying. That's number one. How the conversation start?
Hold on. What the fuck? That shit got cut off for a second. That's crazy. Damn. That shit got cut off for a second. That was cool. Yo, Rec, what's the word? Yo, Rec. Still in this bitch? I don't know what this nigga doing. But yeah, that stream is pretty crazy.
He said it both times.
No, the first one you said.
Both times.
There we go. We back.
I told him before, I don't want none of you niggas talking to any of my ex-bitches, friendly or not.
Word.
You gotta pick a side. I didn't say don't talk because I think you're gonna try to pop. Because you're picking a side.
Right.
You're not letting them even think that they can even have the same relationship y'all had before just because.
Wow, nah, that's bullshit. You feel comfortable with an ex in your crib. Why would she in your crib, Joe? That's crazy. At the end of the day, you're entertaining. Right, your crib. Yeah, but think about this, lady. Think about this, lady. Let's put it in perspective for real. Let's say you're chilling. All right. That's like It's like you and Stack, God forbid, something happens, shit don't work out, right? All right, that's like damn, that's crazy. That's like that's like I'm putting a perspective right here. Let's say Joe, right? Joe has a bitch he's fucking with, right? And that homegirl would be you. You feel me? You get what I'm saying? Which would be Ish's girlfriend, Stax's girlfriend, whoever that would be. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how y'all gotta think of it. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that the nigga opened the door is just that bitch. We don't know who the fuck he opened the door for, bro. It could have been Joe's bitch for real. You feel me? No, she probably bought a homegirl. Oh shit! Look, it's this bitch. I mean, people ain't think about that. Like that's how I'm thinking about it.
Niggas like this.
Ish is really in his feelings though. That's a fact.
Friends that like to come to their boys and ask, yo, how was the pussy? You fuck? I don't know. But who's the trick for y'all? Okay. I'm gonna tell you my trick though.
So y'all agree with Joe Budden or y'all agree with Ish?
Never. Never. No, you just accuse me of fucking them. Even if I fuck them. Yo, I never.
Yeah, nah, that's crazy. These niggas talking about popping they homie shorties.
So now, yo, this is me, dog. Yo, this is me. Joe, I never fucked Ish. This is me. You got it, bro. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yo, Ish, this is me. He started whispering.
That's crazy.
Beautiful George, just a conversation.
Damn, so
That's your favorite line.
that nigga Ish is emotional. That nigga's emotional, man. Nigga over here whining and shit. Man, that's crazy. I don't know if y'all see anything I want me to click on. That nigga Cam funny. We getting some views though. Yeah, he's saying he don't care, but he doing the most. That's a fact. Man, my nigga Yayo. I gotta watch this. Oh, yo, I wanted to see this with y'all. You gotta watch this, y'all. I wanted to watch this with y'all. Yeah. Yo, pause. That was gay. What the fuck was that? Just said some wild shit.
Okay, this is going to be an extremely fascinating conversation for so many of us. We always wonder,
yo,
is there life beyond the stars? We see so much in the news.
Yo, Elegance, what up?
But today's guest, Dr. Stephen Greer, is an expert in the field of UFOlogy, if you will. He's the founder of the Center for the Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence
Y'all can hear
and
it?
the Global Disclosure Project, which seeks to disclose the alleged classified UFO
Let me know. Comment
information.
below.
Please welcome medical doctor, Dr. Stephen Greer. What's up, buddy?
Good to be with you. Great seeing you. I love being on your show.
Absolutely. Dr. Greer, we got so much to cover. I've watched you over the years. I know your work.
I wanted to watch
I
this
have
shit with y'all.
seen your films.
I haven't watched it just to react to it with y'all.
I want to be enlightened today.
Okay. We'll do it.
Let's go back to the beginning. Where were you born and raised?
I was born in North Carolina. I actually did a Chapel Hill residency. I'm an emergency and trauma doctor, medical doctor. As I grew up there, from a very, very poor family, we lived in a 2-room shack with no heat, no air conditioning. Put myself through high school, college, med school. Was very involved in a lot
we don't care about that, man.
of
Get to the
avant-garde
point.
issues even back then. Believe it or not, I had an African-American girlfriend in North Carolina 50 years ago. That was dangerous. I'm telling you, dangerous. But we, it was great. We grew up in a very modest background, but worked hard, got through med school, had 3 kids in med school, but got involved with this. My mom's oldest brother worked on the lunar module, that first machine that landed on the moon. In 1969, and that was in Northrop Grumman. Back then it was just Grumman, it became Northrop Grumman. And he had his whole career there. And so I had a very keen interest in all of this. And when I was about 8 years old, I actually saw one of these extraterrestrial vehicles, broad daylight. This would have been about 1963 in North Carolina. And I was with my twin sister and some boys in the neighborhood. Now, my parents said, "Oh, you didn't see that? Those don't exist." I said, "Yeah, they do. People need to believe their children when they see something, honestly." So it ignited a lifelong interest. And I talked to my uncle about it. He was very supportive. He'd heard things, being a big aerospace engineer guy, working on the Apollo mission, landing on the moon, right? So I began digging into it and studying it. And here we are, 6 years later. Back in, it went from 63 to 2023. I've been digging into this. It's a deep dive.
Okay, before I get into your professional career, I just want to understand you as a person. You're raised, are you in a religious family? Does your family believe in a higher power?
Well, no, my family were more humanistic. They weren't religious at all, but they were open-minded, about things. My dad was Navy, World War II. Neither of them, had a religious viewpoint. But I had some experiences when I was 17. I got very sick and died. I had near-death experience. And I learned that the conscious mind is actually based in sort of an infinite field of awareness, is sort of this concept of the cosmic mind. So I had this phenomenal experience, and that introduced me to some ideas and concepts and experiences that led me to dig into this whole question of life in outer space and intelligent life elsewhere very deeply. And about 6 months after that near-death experience, I had a major encounter with an ET craft, and that was up in the mountains of North Carolina in October 1973. So there's a long kind of history of that, but my birth family, if it didn't fit in a test tube, they didn't think it existed. I mean, they just were not at all religious.
Would it be safe to say that they were atheists?
Agnostic, more, just didn't know, didn't care. They grew up in hyper-religious families, and but very fanatical and strict, and so they kind of rebelled against that. So my parents were like over it. So that was their orientation. So I was sort of a clean slate. I was open-minded about things, but I didn't have any, let's call it indoctrination that you get from organized religion, which I think was probably a good thing, because it gave me a more universal perspective in the long run.
You mentioned that you had a near-death experience.
Yeah.
How did you die?
Being a dumb teenage boy. I had injured my left thigh, and it got infected. And I had my own little apartment in high school because we were so poor. I ended up getting my own place, and I bicycled from Charlotte all the way to the North Carolina coast, 200 miles with this injury. It got infected, spread all through my quadricep muscle on my left leg. And oh man, I was sick. And I said, well, I better get home. So I bicycled 200 miles back. And we were so poor, we didn't have health insurance, and I didn't have to see a doctor. And so I just laid there. I got sicker and sicker and sicker. I went into renal failure, kidney failure, and liver failure from the infection, sepsis, and died by myself. So I had this amazing experience. And I didn't have any religious part of it. It was more unbounded consciousness and experiencing the cosmos and sort of the state of oneness. Beautiful. But it was so profound. And actually, after I came back into my body, I was spontaneously healed. I never saw a doctor. My fever broke. I became completely normal the next day, and it was one of these kind of miraculous things. But so I guess it wasn't my time to leave back then. But that was in the spring of '73. It was 50 years ago. But so that sort of informed a lot of my perspective on life, and but also it helped me with some other things, and that is, if you face that, you're not going to be afraid of death. And so I have sort of I call it the spirit warrior mindset, where I'm just not afraid of if I get threatened, or I'm threatened plenty with what I'm doing, because I'm sort of the lead guy trying to move a lot of really big top secret programs to the public fore in a way that's helpful. And there have been a lot of threats, and things happen, but it doesn't stop me at all. I mean, it can be concerning, but it's not stopped me. So I think that experience was very good preparatory. If there was some larger plan from some higher power, it was probably gave me all these experiences so that I could stay the course on what my task is here.
Back in those days, near-death experiences, they weren't taken as serious as they're taken today. Many people who had those experiences, they were doubted. They weren't believed. People dismissed their claims of there being something more. But we now know that consciousness, if you will, our conscious doesn't end when our heart stops beating. It doesn't end when our physical life as we know it no longer exists. Anybody who I've ever read about or seen documentaries on, they've never come back the same. They've always come back with a different level of awakening. Would you say, and interestingly enough, most come back with a more, and I don't know if I want to call it religious, but there's a deeper level of belief, if you will.
Well, I think it's a deeper level of knowing. So I call it spiritual and conscious, as opposed to religion, which connotes organized religion, which are structures of organization. So I think I make a distinction between sort of a universal spirituality and a discipline, which is fine, whether it's, this religion or that religion. But I think at the root of all of that, the foundation of it, is a spiritual consciousness and knowledge. And it has less to do for me with belief than knowledge, because belief is sort of knowledge of things not yet known. But if you know it and have experienced it, then it's known.
Controlling shit with their mind.
That's why I always tell people, no, I don't believe in UFOs. You believe in the tooth fairy. But if you've seen one, and if you've dealt with classified projects, and you've dealt with the actual phenomenon directly, where you have dispositive knowledge, proof, then it's not belief. It's like, well, do I believe in this camera I'm looking at? Well, I mean, it's not a a correct use of the word belief. So I think in this case, I make, as a scientist, I make a distinction between the belief in something, or what your paradigm and belief is, and what the facts are. And the facts on this are, quite frankly, overwhelming to anyone who takes a even cursory look at it.
Nah, I don't
know
remember.
if I got my timeline right. Did I hear you say 6 months after your near-death experience, you saw the UFO?
Yeah. Well, I had one that I saw when I was 8, and then when I was 17 and had the near-death. 6 months after that, I'd turned 18. I was away at college, and I was up in the mountains of North Carolina, and had a major, very close encounter, which was the foundation for our starting close encounters of the 5th kind, which is when humans initiate contact with these civilizations.
Okay, stop there for 1 second. Is this random? Now that you're in your 60s, do you look back over the course of your life and say, I was chosen? Because most people can go their entire life and have no interaction with alien species. They're never going to see a UFO. Right. But within a 10-year span, you saw your first UFO, you had a near-death experience, and you saw your second. Do you believe this was always going to be my destiny?
Yeah, probably. Although, you know what, I think it's a misinterpretation of an old phrase. It's called, many are called, but few are chosen. I don't think that's true. I think many are called, but few choose to answer the call. All right. In other words, you have to see, and you have to step up to that. You have free will. You have to step up to a responsibility. It's like I was on a flight, and some dude in row 9 died, had a heart attack. Now, all our lawyers say, don't step into that because you'll get sued. We used to have Good Samaritan laws. Now doctors get sued if they help anyone do anything on the street. And I said, well, I'm not going to let that man die. So I went back and ran a code blue and defibrillated him, got his heart started back. Now, I chose to do that. A lot of doctors would have stayed in their seat, not gotten up because of the risk of being sued, because there's an ambulance chasing the lawyer on every street corner. But, excuse me for saying so. But, I said no. So I think there are many people have an opportunity and they take a pass. So I think where the rubber meets the road on so much of life is there's a need. Do you choose to answer it and do that or not? Now, it could be that there could be some destiny involved or some pathway, or the Buddhists would call it dharma, your life's work and path. I believe that, but you could also choose not to do it. You could choose to walk the other way. So this is the mystery of the choices we make. But, if we're made in the image of a greater being, that one of those is having the creative ability to choose or not choose and use our free will. I think we're at a time now where a lot of people need to make the right choices very quickly, given what's happening on this planet. And so that's where it gets into, to me, that's the ultimate, not religious, but moral or spiritual question, is what choices we make.
Got you. And just for the sake of our audience in establishing your credentials, you are a medical doctor. You don't just have doctor in front of your name for no reason. Where did you study, and where did you practice, and how long did you practice?
Well, I studied in Tennessee, and then did my Chapel Hill residency in North Carolina, and then practiced in North Carolina for a couple of decades. And then I'm still current. I still keep my stuff current, but I'm not in the emergency department anymore. Besides, I'm too old for that. That's a tough gig, my friend. But so that's sort of my background. And during that period, what's interesting is back in the day when I'm running this emergency department, I'd been chairman of emergency medicine, and I got involved with this issue. And by 1993, when Bill Clinton got elected, I was asked to fly up to Washington to brief the administration and his first director of the CIA. So I'm a young doctor in my 30s being asked to brief the CIA director on this issue, which turned my life upside down at that point. And I'll tell you why. is that when I went to that meeting, the CI director, the FedEx I got from my contact to him setting it up.
I gotta go to the most important
You're
part.
still a medical doctor.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
That's
did
just-
this for years as a doctor. I was, by day and night, I'm a trauma guy, and then I'm in between that, flying up to Washington, going places, doing this. It was kind of a through the looking glass life. Well, it still is, but most certainly was then, and also for my family.
I asked you if you were still practicing medicine in the early
yeah.
90s because the leader of the free world at that time, President Clinton, and his CIA director called you.
Yeah.
Technically, they could have called anybody on planet Earth. What made you this leading expert that they would seek you out and say, hey, we need you to come to the White House and brief us in an area that is highly, highly classified?
Well, I think two things. One is they knew that we knew enough that we had effectively made contact with one or more of these civilizations. They knew that. They'd seen the footage. They knew the event. Number two, I know they knew that my uncle was Northrop Grumman, big aerospace guy. And number three, they knew that I had been studying this and had collected enough evidence.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
That, I would know my way around. I know my way around much better now than I did 30 years ago, obviously, but and they didn't have anyone else to turn to. You have to understand. And by the way, this meeting was not at the White House. It was off-site in near the Pentagon, but it was not at the White House. The more important meetings don't happen there. But so we ended up, I think they reached out to me because of a good friend of the CI directors who had a think tank, a military think tank there in Arlington, Virginia, near the Pentagon. Who took a great interest in what we were doing, had done about a year and a half earlier. And he reached out and at the request of the CI director and the Clinton administration. So that's how it happened. I didn't approach anyone. They approached me and I said, okay, I'll come up. And that's really how the genesis of this occurred. And then I found out there were some folks who were very supportive of getting this information out. And there were ones who were extremely opposed to it, and it was very dangerous. Subsequently, the president got threatened. George H.W. Bush specifically threatened him, told him to butt out. I knew this for a fact. Clinton did try to stand up an operation to penetrate those projects, which was not fully successful and it ended up being subverted. And so, I was involved with that way back 30 years ago. But I think that, ultimately we, had some meetings at the Rockefeller Ranch with me and a group of researchers, Lawrence Rockefeller's ranch out in the Tetons. And the following summer, Lawrence Rockefeller hosted the president to go through this material. But I think he increasingly realized it was too dangerous for him. I mean, one of his good friends came to my home and blurted out in front of my kids. I told him, don't talk like this. He said, they're concerned if the president pushes on this, he'll end up like Jack Kennedy, quote unquote. So I said, I burst out laughing, thinking this is the biggest bunch of
Y'all think this
nonsense I've
nigga
ever
capping
heard.
or what?
He's
Let
got
me know,
Secret
man.
Service,
Come
he's
up
got
below,
this.
man. Y'all
And
think
they
this
said, no,
capping or what the
the
fuck?
organization that wants this stuff kept under wraps.
My shit done goddamn froze. Hold me down. My fault about that shit. I'm back. I was asking though, y'all think this nigga? I don't know if I
Tenant,
should ever
quote,
leave this
unquote.
nigga now.
So I said, I burst out laughing, thinking this is the biggest bunch of nonsense I've ever heard. He's got Secret Service, he's got this. And they said, no, the organization that wants this stuff kept under wraps, he is no match for that. So that's when I realized this was a very grave, serious situation. And I learned subsequently from meeting with people who all the way back to Eisenhower. There was, if you look at our YouTube channel, we have 70 or 75 top secret guys' testimony up there. One of them was a young White House Signal Corps guy who had been in Eisenhower's White House the last year of his administration, and found out that Eisenhower had been pushed aside and had lost control over these operations. So the super secret world of dealing with extraterrestrial vehicles, the ones that we've downed and crashed and retrieved and studied, the technology transfer where we've come up with advanced technologies that fly, that are man-made, that look like a UFO. We'll get into this. All that began in the 40s and 50s. But by the time Eisenhower, in his last term, what really happened is that the president trusted some people he shouldn't have. And they basically subverted him and pushed him out of business, but out, if you know it's good for you. And by the way, Jimmy Carter had the same thing happen. President Carter was way before my time, but I was actually with him at Obama's inauguration. But he had a sighting, and he ran.
I don't know if I believe.
Ran on a platform saying he was going to disclose these UFO secrets in 1976. At that time, George H.W. Bush came to him also and said, you're not going to find out anything about this, and you're not going to be told anything about it. So there are certain people who have been involved on one of these UFOs within enough range that you see the detail of it. In other words, not a far distant, you actually see the structure. All right. A close encounter of the second kind is when it leaves some sort of physical trace or evidence, meaning a radar trace where it's landed and it leaves physical trace on the ground. I think we have 3,500 of those in our archive. Something like that. A close encounter of the third kind, remember the Steven Spielberg movie from the late 70s, is when you have an encounter actually with a extraterrestrial biological entity, EBEN, E-B-E-N, an extraterrestrial person. And a close encounter of the fourth kind is when you have an onboard, where you go on board a craft. And a fifth kind, which is the highest category, is when humans initiate contact. In other words, by using a set of protocols and attempt to make contact, and they respond. Now, attempting to is not a CE5 or close encounter of fifth kind. And by the way, there's an app called CE5 Contact. It's on all the app stores, and you can get it and practice it. It has a whole training process in there. But that's when one responds. And so that was the original project, 1990. So the original project I started was the CE5 Contact project. It led to that contact event in Florida that then led to me getting asked to come up to DC and do all this stuff. So, but that was the initiating program. And basically the idea of it is that since this situation has been so mucked up by covert programs, keeping it out of the main governmental and scientific world and diplomatic world, it's sort of like during the Cold War when there were physicians for social responsibility and doctors from America went over to the Soviet Union and vice versa, trying to create some kind of dialogue and relationship to help with the relationship retrieval team in the 60s. This is after Roswell, almost 20 years. He was on multiple of these, where he was involved with not only the vehicles, but retrieval of the beings, extraterrestrial beings, some of whom were living. And so I've interviewed a number of these sort of men. Very few of them have come forward publicly. The most recent one was a man who was on a retrieval team.
For
I
sure.
believe it was
He's definitely a good storyteller.
2011 out in the north of so-called Area 51. And there was a very large ET craft that was stunned with an electromagnetic weapon that came down, but it did not crash. It was stunned. And this man had a very close encounter with two of the ETs that came out of the craft. But that craft eventually was able to restarted itself and took off. But it's a very long story. We're in the process of trying to bring him into DC to go to the Pentagon, where they're debriefing folks right now that we're identifying. You have to understand, I have debriefed over 1,000 men and women like this.
I feel like the Men in Black.
I have in my archive 755.
I feel like that's what it be.
The others are ones who never wanted to give us the contact information. So I'm sort of have debriefed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people like this over the last 30 years.
Think about it. The Pentagon is secretive.
It's been a long path. But what my job is to take all, because the what's called top secret special compartmented information, where it's very compartmented, is to get as much of the information from hundreds and hundreds of these sources and put it together in some kind of coherent picture and assessment, like an intelligence assessment. So that's what I started doing in the early 90s, and I still continue to do it. And we provide those to people in Congress and to people in the White House.
The 60s,
No.
LSD.
I never touched the
Woodstock
stuff.
just took place. You're not on any magic mushrooms or anything at the time.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you describe?
Actually, this ET
because
I'm talking about is probably about 4 to 5 feet tall. I didn't know what the heck was going on. And I was up on this mountain in outside Boone, North Carolina, up in the mountains. And this, at first I thought it was a deer on its hind legs looking at me. And because it had deer-like eyes. And it came over and touched my right shoulder so firmly I could see the indentation. And with that, there was an electromagnetic field. All my hair stood on. It's when I had hair. And all my hair stood on end. And it was this amazing event that happened.
Just said an alien touched his shoulder.
So, it was not at all frightening to me. It was beautiful. But, and I think that what the interest of that particular experience, what those ETs was a young guy, 18, who had had a near-death experience, who understood consciousness and understood the central role of what's called in physics entanglement, where everything's connected in the consciousness field, but also in physics. And so in order to understand going from a far distant star system to here, you're not going to do that in a straight line at the speed of light. You're going to do it through understanding what the physicists call non-locality, where nothing has to be fixed in space-time. And this gets into some very advanced concepts. But the ultimate non-local field is you right there. You're awake and conscious. Your conscious mind is, if you were to calm it down, this is what meditation does, and calm it down, is actually connected to this field of consciousness that's everywhere, simultaneously everywhere. This is why the CIA had a very successful project dealing with what's called remote viewing, where people use certain techniques in consciousness and be able to see remote places. I got to know a lot of the really accomplished remote viewers who worked in that CIA program back years ago. And that program ran for 20, 30 years. People say, oh, that can't be. I said, oh, yeah, it is. It's like a seer. It's like a shaman or a seer who has the ability to see remote places or the future with consciousness. Now, think about technologies where you're dealing with civilizations that are 100,000 or more years advanced than us, many of them. All their technologies, we're using electromagnetic system here at the speed of light, right? 186,000 miles per second. They're using technologies that are interfacing with quantum thought. Sort of like really advanced, what Elon Musk is working on with Neuralink, but not with wires and stuff, but where it's a consciousness field and thought interfacing with machine. And there's been a lot of research done by various scientists in the last few decades on this, where consciousness and thought can affect a machine or a random number generator, which are a quantum machine, basically, like Dr. John did at Princeton, at the Princeton Engineering Anomalies Research Lab, the Peer Lab. People should look that up. He was brilliant. I knew him. He really understood this whole idea of the consciousness field and matter and electromagnetism and being interconnected. So when you're dealing with extraterrestrial civilizations, they have perfected that the way we have perfected a cell phone or a video call or FaceTime. So that's the other thing people have to understand. You're not dealing
Just
with
a fucking weirdo, I feel like.
here. You're dealing with some really advanced technology, which the good part of it is that a lot of those technologies, if they're brought forward, and this is why I'm here in the history of the United States, is being held. There are multiple.
Have you been to Antarctica?
Yes. It's
issues here. One, I don't think it's anything new that this planet and humans have been observed by extraterrestrial civilizations. I mean, there are cave drawings from 5,000 years ago that show a classic UFO with these life forms outside of it. There's artwork from the 1400s that demonstrate and show these objects in the sky with a beam of light coming down. There's a cave in India that has similar artwork. But I think that the modern era, let's call it the modern era where there's so much of this going on, coincided precisely with the detonation and development and then detonation of the first atomic weapons. Because when we detonate those things, what we didn't know, what Oppenheimer and Teller, all the people who worked on the Manhattan Project didn't know, there's an electromagnetic pulse that goes out, everybody's heard of, knocks out your electronics, electric grid. But there's also this scalar. Now, scalar pulse is multiples of the speed of light. And it is in this entangled aspect of quantum physics, and it disrupts extraterrestrial travel and communications. So that got everyone's attention out there, these other star systems. And that's why every single nuclear bomb squadron, processing facility, ICBM site, et cetera, and so on, here, UK, France, Soviet Union, Russia, have had some sort of UFO surveillance because they're so concerned about those. Not only for us destroying this planet, but the risks they pose. So I think that's one of their concerns. There's a certain amount of interest in protecting life on Earth, but there's also enlightened self-interest. Secondly, I think they're concerned that the technologies we've gotten from studying these extraterrestrial vehicles that we have downed are now being turned into weapon systems targeting extraterrestrial vehicles out in space. So this technology curve, it may have gone slowly from 45 to 54. It was like this, and then it could boom. And so it's a nonlinear
Damn, he makes sense.
Development of technologies covertly that aren't under the supervision of most of the Pentagon and White House and even CIA and Congress. It's in this rogue operation that tells very little of what they have, and they can use those technologies
So he's basically
to do
saying
two
that
dangerous
aliens
things.
are basically coming out here to see why the fuck we're killing each other and fucking Earth up.
International is like U.S. to Canada, This is transcends those boundaries. So you have to understand the architecture, the structure of this organization, which I understand very, very well. And so, for example, we have operations in Mexico, out at Fort Huachuca, which was Army Intelligence Headquarters out in the desert of Arizona. There's a DUM, a deep underground military base storage area there, has A man on my team who was there in the 70s, there were 9 extraterrestrial vehicles that were stored there and dead extraterrestrial bodies that had been dissected and autopsied, whatever. Those had many of those had been pulled out of Latin America or Mexico and brought back and were moved across borders. So I think, you know, we're trained to think in our high school civics lesson about geopolitics and political and boundaries. You got to erase.
Oh no.
This is what
the fuck is that? If y'all see something y'all want me to click on, let me know. I don't know, man. He's on the Vlad, and we know Vlad is the feds. LOL. Facts. Facts. That's a fact. Yo, why they keep Let's see what's going on.
Now on Paramount Network.
this journey will be dangerous all the way to Oregon.
No Jumper, coolest podcast in
Let's
the
see
world.
why
You know
niggas
that we
big
back
rat in this lame ass kid.
with my favorite white boy.
Yes, sir.
You know he raw. He's a white boy. 1090 Jake, how you doing, man?
I'm good, but how you doing?
Excellent. Can't complain. Actually, I'm feeling kind of. I'm ready to like turn it on for the duration of this interview and use up all my energy for the day.
We gotta turn up.
Yeah, we got to turn up. I slept like 12 hours last night, so hopefully that'll have me
I didn't
powered
sleep
up.
at all, bro.
Yeah, because my friend that I grew up around sent me a selfie with you in the airport. I'm like, oh, he flew out last night.
Yeah, well, that's when I flew over to New York. Then I was in Brooklyn getting drunk. Then I ended up in the projects in Harlem. And then got on the plane.
Wait, you flew to New York and
From Boston to New York
and just turned up all night?
The whole night.
And then
I didn't sleep until I got on the plane.
What are you doing in New York? You got connections out there?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm in
Okay.
New York all the time.
But you were in Brooklyn and Harlem?
Yeah.
That's a trek.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you hanging out with out
I
there?
can't tell you all that. We my little situations I got going on.
Situations. Huh?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fascinating. I wish I had some street connections like that. Sounds fun. Yeah, this thing, I almost feel like it's okay, yeah, that's better. I almost thought it was like blowing into the microphone. It sounded kind of weird. Our AC is out today, by the way, also.
I feel it.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling it too. It's kind
Mhm.
of weird. Normally it's like too cold in here. Today it's like a little too hot. We in here. So, okay. I figure we'll start off light and I'll just ask you about you took like a multi-month break from the YouTube streets at one point to build out your new studio and everything. How was that? And how was was it a weird feeling to have to kind of take that time off?
Nah, it wasn't weird. I enjoyed the break too much.
Really?
So in the middle of setting everything up, I kind of just fell off
Mm,
and was like, you know what? I kind of enjoy because the money was still there
right.
and I'm just not doing shit. You know what I mean? And what it did is it put me on a decline
Mm,
to where I started to see the numbers going up because I'm not putting out anything.
yeah.
So, you know, obviously that affects the money.
You still make a little bit on YouTube from your back catalog,
You
but
make it something that you're comfortable with, but
Yeah.
you're not, you know what I'm saying? And I just got comfortable not doing nothing.
but you had years where you were grinding out like a video a day or every other day or
I was
whatever.
going crazy, bro, to the point that I wasn't doing anything else.
Yeah.
Like it was just nonstop videos. Like I
We
wake
were
up,
just talking about
12
this nigga
hours on
last
one
night.
video, go to sleep, wake up, repeat,
Right?
and the money was going crazy.
And you do everything. You edit too,
I
right?
do all my own. I don't have anyone that does anything for me.
Right.
Thumbnails, editing, all of that's mine. So I mean, I could probably get somebody and it'll be a lot better. But I've done everything, and I like how I do it. I'm very like specific with.
Uh-huh.
So I do it all. And when I had that break period, I just enjoyed it. But there was also in the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, when I come back, is everything still going to be the same?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? If I drop a video, is it still going to hit the same? And when it did, I got that feeling of, damn, people really rocking with me and were
Right.
waiting on me. You know what I mean?
But you didn't feel like you lost any of the fan base when you came back. You felt like they were excited for it?
Yeah, well, they were.
Hmm.
I mean, that's what it showed when the video started going crazy. Because of course, you get in the DMs like, "Oh, you fell off, you this and that," but those are just the haters that always hate, anyways.
But that's a weird feeling to know that there are people who are really like you are a part of their day.
No, that's the humbling experience of it. That's what makes me want to do more. Is knowing that there's people waiting on me, supporting me. Because the whole time I'm not on YouTube, I'm still in real life. So I'm running into people telling me like, "Yo, bro, we're waiting on this and that. We're we rocking with you, whatever." It just makes you wanna, you know what I mean? People really with you.
Because Vlad has been off YouTube for like a week now, maybe a week and a half, because his monetization got messed up and he hasn't been uploading anything. And that really made me realize like, oh, I watch like 20 to 30 minutes of Vlad's clips every single day. And it actually feels like there's like a hole in my entertainment for the day when he's not publishing content, which I haven't had to feel like that because for the last however many years I've been watching this channel, like 7-8 years, I have never had to be without Vlad's content.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. But so okay, you're outside though, because I feel like for a while you were in the crib just grinding out videos. But are you taking that break? Did that reconnect you with being able to like live your actual life and have more real life experiences?
Nah, yeah, for sure. Because when I first started off, especially when the money was hitting how it was, and I'm just nonstop pushing out content, I wasn't spending any money. I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't buying anything. I was just letting it stack up, and just so. The break and slowing down, and because it's supply and demand. If I'm pushing out everything nonstop, sometimes it'll hit, sometimes it'll wind down because it's so much content. If I break it up and I slow it down, it hits even harder because people are wanting it.
Right.
You know what I mean? That gives me time to enjoy the luxuries that come with this.
Right, definitely. But are you like out in the clubs and shit?
Yeah.
You get sections?
Yeah, every time. I'll be in the section by myself with a bottle and like
Really?
10 bitches. Yeah, I swear to God.
10 bitches?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
You don't
I've never thrown less than 1090 in the club.
really?
Nobody can say that.
That's the number.
Any bottle bitch, any stripper, I've never thrown less than 1090.
And you do that in Boston as well, or you just do it when you're out of town?
Everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I thought that the 1090 jig that I knew was a little too low key for that, and that you weren't really trying to court that kind of attention.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can figure out certain shit, certain situations. You can
because they probably want you there too.
Prepare shit. Nah, I don't do that.
Oh, okay.
I don't
These
do like
niggas
the
are cool.
promo and shit. I just pop up.
Okay.
So
Come
if I
on,
got
get
somebody
that
hit me up
crazy
like, yo,
shit.
pull up here, I'm not pulling up there.
Right.
I'll just show up somewhere and do something, especially if I'm by myself. Like if it's just me,
Right.
you know what I mean? But if it's an event, you bring your people, everything's good, whatever you
How
hang
many
out.
niggas from
'Cause
Boston
it's different in
actually
Boston.
ever?
Because,
Yo,
I don't
lady,
go to
you
clubs
from
out here, so
Boston?
I don't
You
know how
said
it is, but like you're
all
a
my
kind
niggas
of
from
big
Boston that
fish
be on
in a
here.
relatively
Yo, when's the
small
last
pond in
time?
Boston because it's not
When
really
have y'all
known
ever
for
heard
the
of a
nightlife
nigga
or
like
the hip hop
saying like,
side of things is
yo,
like
I was out
underrepresented
and I
in
bumped
Boston.
into 1090
Well,
Jake.
the one club that I go to,
No nigga says that
everyone
at the
knows me.
Bean, bro.
Yeah.
Never.
So
This
it's
nigga
like,
don't
and
be
that's where
outside, bro.
Millie's had his thing after his show because he invited me out to his show. Shout out to him.
Oh, okay.
So the after party was at that same club.
You wouldn't fuck
So
with him,
the
lady. You wouldn't
manager,
fuck with him.
all the security, they all know me. So I go in there, just hang out.
It hit different. I like it.
You look
Okay.
like
But in
the
terms of
catcher
like
from
your
Sandlot.
content, what has changed since we did that last interview? Because sometimes I see you experimenting a little bit here and there and doing different types of things. Like I remember I seen a video that I think was one of the lesser viewed videos on your channel in recent memory, and it was
Like,
something
what
about
the
somebody leaving their
fuck?
kids in the car
Adam,
and
the way
they
he's
fucking died
interviewing
from
them
being in
is
the car or something. And I was like, I remember seeing the title and being like, that's outside
Hey,
the
I don't know.
usual 1090 Jake wheelhouse.
The
Well,
weird
it's
ass nigga.
not though,
Okay.
because the first interview that we did, when you
Why you
started
want to
like
beat the
watching a
fuck
lot
out
of
of
my shit and was shouting me out in the beginning, I was covering all aspects of crime.
Mighty Mouse
From
would beat the
crazy
fuck out of
shit
that
to, you know what I mean? Then I started covering the
Don't
rapper
disrespect me,
cases.
bro.
That started to go up. And then the
Like I
whole
said,
snitching thing
you wouldn't fuck with him.
just propelled it.
For
People
sure.
act like they don't want to hear who's snitching, but those videos go
That's some of your
fucking-
biggest shit.
right now. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a lot of what people really know me for right now. Like when I meet new people that don't know everything
Just
else,
because
the
your
prison
videos
videos that I was
get bad
doing,
views
my
and
own
something,
stories, the
niggas
criminal
just
shit that I
viewing
was
them 'cause
doing,
they showing
they know,
niggas
oh,
like,
he be
yo,
the
look
one-
at
he
what
be
this
exposing
dumbass
rappers.
nigga just said
Right.
right
Because
here.
when I have a
He's the number one.
conversation about you with people, it's like they
That's
know
why.
that you did prison time or whatever, but it's kind of like a mystery to them, which is sort of weird because if you had been tuned into the 1090
It's
Jake
all
channel
out there.
early, it's like that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
And then at some point you kind of pivoted into doing all this outsider stuff. But would you have been the kind of guy who was like rabidly paying attention to the YSL trial before it became your job to sort of document this stuff? Because for me, even like, you know, sometimes it's like, wow, I'm really tapped in with like a lot of stuff underground rap wise and stuff that would I have been tuned into it if it wasn't like the thing that I was doing for a living? Like maybe not, especially not at this point in my life.
No, I feel like that's what surprises a lot of people when we talk about it. Like, I really don't give a fuck what rap is snitching. If I wasn't getting paid off of it, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
What they gotta do with me? You know what I mean? But the fact that I can show you, like, yeah, your favorite rapper that you thought was so gangster, the one that you want to be like, the whole rat.
Right.
So it was like, you know, because that was the whole reason I started doing the snitch shit. Because in the beginning, when we were doing the prison videos, like me and all the people that I brought on that I was doing time with, it always had a message with it. Like, look, we did this. It fucked us up. We had to go through all this shit. Don't do what we did. So then when I started doing the snitching shit, it was like, look, rap is influential. A lot of people will listen to shit and then stop wanting to do it. I mean, you can look at it with the drugs. You can look at it with the violence. Everybody, when they start rapping about 30s and switches, everybody got a 30 and a switch now. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say it isn't influential. With that being said, if you got people following in your footsteps thinking that you this super big gangster, we showing like, look, that's not really who he is. When he got jammed up, he told. When you got jammed up, you didn't say shit. Now you got a life sentence because you thought you were gangster like him. The whole time he ain't even that.
But it is kind of a weird thing for you to put yourself
It's
into
like,
the position of being like the
keep
guy
saying-
who's sort of in charge of
Stay outside, but like,
saying who did
like,
the right
I
thing or
ain't-
did the
I don't-
wrong
I
thing in
don't-
hip hop,
I
right?
don't
Is
know
that ever a
one
lot of
person
weight for you to take on?
Nah, because I
I
don't
was
really carry that
somewhere
weight.
at the
That's something
mall.
that people try to put on me. Like, who put him in charge? Nobody put me in charge.
To this
Yeah,
nigga.
it's you
Just
two.
figured out how
Do
to do
whatever you
this
want.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Because a
at
lot of the people that
downtown
criticize what
and
the fuck
this
I do
nigga was
can't read a piece of paper.
was downtown.
That's why you ain't in
No, I
charge,
don't
because
know
you can't
nobody
read an
that
arrest
came
report.
outside.
You don't know how to fucking talk, never mind read. So if you could figure it out, then you could start doing what I'm doing. Because
Right.
nobody has a problem. That's the thing. Nobody had a problem with anything that I've done in the beginning.
Right.
Everyone had a problem when they couldn't relate anymore.
Mm.
So what I mean by that is nobody had a
He
problem
throwing
when I
that
was
jacket
broke
on
and fucked
people.
up.
Think
Nobody had
about
a
this.
problem when I was still
Out
in
of
the
all
hood.
them episodes,
But
y'all
once I
don't think he
started
don't
making the
he
money, getting
y'all
jewelry,
think he has
getting this,
all
getting
that
now you can't
information
relate
right
because you're
for
stuck in the
every
same
case on
position.
every episode?
You seen
Come
me
on,
go
that's
up, you
bullshit,
stay
bro.
where
Y'all
you're at.
know.
Now you hating.
Mm.
Now
Yeah.
you mad because you didn't elevate.
Right.
Now they have a problem with it.
And now people who are like established personalities or established businessmen in
You can
hip
do that
hop
shit to
are
any of
looking
us.
at you being
Any-
like, how the fuck is this white guy able to be out here clearly having an impact on the state of the discourse in hip hop and, you know, being able to really affect people's careers and like, you know, be in a position where
Yeah.
certain rappers, maybe their career takes a
Think
massive
about
hit.
this. He ain't
And
done
you
no
could kind of
episodes
blame it
about
on
Fredo or
just in general,
791
because
Down. He ain't
realistically,
done
if
no
it wasn't you, it
episodes
was
about
going to be
no
somebody
Boston
else. Somebody
rappers.
else was going to figure out how to document this kind of stuff. But they end up looking at you, and you're kind of like the scapegoat. Like at a certain point, and we can get into the more of the details of it in a bit. But like the Boston Richie thing, he's somebody who tried to make it personal with you because he saw the fact that you were really like the one who was kind of putting his shit on blast, right?
Yeah. I mean, when they say I'm doing this and that and it's affecting people this way, that way, I think Vlad and Lil Duval made a post saying
I'd rather fuck with none of them.
whose career really
Fuck
ended
them
from
both.
being exposed as a snitch? Who is it affected? If anything, it's promo. That's what I think they said. Something along the lines of that, right?
You believe that?
I mean, I don't give a fuck. How I look at it is how you got a problem with a motherfucker exposing snitches, but you got rappers killing each other, rapping about killing each other, got everybody else killing each other, but you're mad that that person snitched and somebody else exposed it. And then
It's
they try
not
to
your
put the whole
culture. It's
race thing
not for
into
you to
it. You
comprehend.
know what I mean? Like, what's really the problem? Because everybody can talk about kill, and that's fine for the culture. Who's complaining? Who's really doing something? Like, who's stepping down on the rappers and, you know what I mean? But you expose someone as a snitch. But he made it, but he this and that. Why do you? I don't understand.
But that's the crazy thing too, is that a lot of these rappers, like some of them might have negative things to say about you. The ones who probably have a lot of positive things to say about you are pretty much not going to say it publicly. But all the rappers who are serious about the street code and shit,
Man, I be having a bunch of them hit me up.
I was
though.
thinking you probably do, right?
But I got hit up by one of the most legendary in my eyes rappers out of the South. You know what I mean? So when I got the message from him, and I
Even
read,
Adam
and
is
he's just
bad.
like, yo, keep pushing, keep doing what you're doing. They hating because you white, fuck them. So when I read that from him, it was just, you know, that meant everything to me. And I mean, he said he's going to speak on it when it comes time. You know, he's a recurring guest over on Vlad. So If he speak on it, he speak on it. But that's a big name for me to speak
That
with. But I've
nigga
spoken
was
to a lot of
raised
people
in
behind the scenes. I
Somerville and
speak
then
to a
moved
lot
to
of them
Tampa, Florida.
because nobody ever finds out who
Tampa,
I'm
that's
talking
where he
to.
got
I'm
locked
not
up,
posting.
did
I'm
his
not
little
posting DMs.
time
Oh
or
yeah, guess who just
dirt
hit
or
me
whatever
up?
he did.
Da, 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 da. But
And
there's a lot
then
of rappers that
came
ain't with
back
that
out
shit.
here.
They just don't
And now
speak
he's a
out
big
on it
blood.
because of what comes with it. It ain't even like the beef shit. It's the industry shit.
Right.
He said
Well, I don't
he's
know
the
how much
face.
access
He
Young Thug
literally
has
said
to
he's the face
YouTube
of the
right
team,
now,
bro.
but assuming that he has some ability to see what's going
Crack
on
it,
YouTube, or at
on
least he has
crack,
people
bro.
talking to him, telling him what they're seeing on YouTube, he's somebody that realistically
Birth
should be
certificate,
thanking you
don't say
because
Boston,
there are
don't
interrogations
say
and statements that
Dorchester
have been given and stuff that the
my
world
shit say
might not
Brigham and
necessarily
Women's.
know about if it wasn't for somebody like you putting it out there, right?
Yeah, I mean, they tried to say Thug snitched or whatever. I did a video on that, and his sister thanked me.
Yeah. See,
publicly.
okay, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, when I dropped that video, everybody assumed I had something negative to say.
Mm-hmm.
So all the comments
Yeah,
and
the
hit all
Alabama
the
shit
blogs,
was
everybody's
crazy.
talking cash shit. But his actual sister is like, yo, I appreciate you for clearing his name on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so a lot of people, they don't even want to see what it is. They just have an opinion and hate on it.
Right.
Oh, it's a white boy. Oh, he making money. Oh, he this and that. Oh, da, da, da. It is what it is.
Okay, but before we even get into any specific situations, what has changed in terms of like the public's ability to get information about things that are going on both behind bars, in interrogation rooms, etc.? Because even something like the fucking Island Boys video that you did, where there was like body cam footage from the cops of the Island Boys, you know, asking to be put in PC and shit like that. That was like kind of jaw dropping to me, because if I was in his exact position, like being booked into the jail, I would never think in a million years like, oh, this is footage that might end up on YouTube one day. Now I would definitely be thinking that like, oh, I better not say any weird shit right now
Shit's going
because
crazy,
it's going to be on the internet sooner or later.
Chicago Rez, shout out to him. He just dropped a video
Bingo.
of Lil J with a punk sitting on his lap, and people were trying to say it's fake.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Bruh told me how he got it. So I
Really?
know for a fact it ain't fake.
Really?
See, this is the thing, right?
Facts.
With me personally,
Facts. He was
I
doing
only knew how to
BMX.
do it to a certain extent
His channel
because
was
I was
about BMX
requesting
riding.
my own paperwork before I ever got on anyone else's shit.
Okay.
I requested my case shit. I didn't go there, but I emailed the prison and requested all my disciplinary reports, telling you why I went to confinement, the fight, the this, the that. It's everything that I got into in prison. You know what I'm saying? So
And you were getting that just because you were curious or because you wanted to show somebody?
to do
or-
videos on it.
Oh,
yeah.
do videos about
This
your own
is me
shit.
in
Yeah,
prison.
yeah.
Oh, you never got a fight in prison? Okay, I got multiple DIs.
Right.
What the fuck you mean? I did over a year in confinement in prison. Oh, you didn't do all that? All right, well, here's the paper. You know what I mean? So that was back when it was like, oh yeah, you were in prison, but you weren't doing this. So I'm bringing on everybody I was in prison with.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there was nothing that you could question at that point. But I was trying to like prove myself in a sense because I was new to the YouTube shit. But more or less, I always looked at TMZ, news stations, like how did they get access to this shit? And then I found out anyone can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's people now. I mean, there's so many people that's just putting out body cam. It's records requests. That's all it is. They're either the police department, the sheriff's department, the DA, the clerk. You send in a fucking request.
Yeah, there's a
Adam
difference.
22 got arrested on this day. Here's his date of birth. I'm requesting all body
Huge
cam
difference.
footage.
But
They're either gonna hit you with an invoice or they send you the video for free.
So you
It
have
was
to
like at a
know
station.
that, like, you have to have some basic idea of what
I mean,
occurred. You can't just say like, "Hey, I
prison
want
is
to get all the records
You
of
want to be
John
specific
Brown."
because if you're not specific, no, you
you
can do
locked
that.
up.
Okay.
It's just
You
gonna take longer.
bedtime.
You know what I mean? Because
I mean, when
Chicago
they send
Rez
you
did
away,
that with
that's
Vaughn
Right.
and found
that's
every fucking
that's
recorded
prison.
incident with King Vaughn.
Nigga, stay time.
That's how he
That's
was able
prison.
to put out the thing where Vaughn was asking for PC.
And you have
because
to
he's
pay
gay.
for that.
It depends on where you're getting it from.
Okay.
Some places you do, some places you don't. Pino, remember him?
Oh yeah, he was just hitting me up about it.
So
Yeah,
that
if you
was
drunk,
like
they put
$800
you
for
in
all
the
of his
cell.
shit.
That's
Oh
jail.
wow.
Yeah,
Because you got footage of him from like when he was super young, like over 10 years ago, right?
he was like 20 something.
Okay.
Something like that. Because he's older than me. He's
Okay.
in his 30s.
But it was like
But Boston Richie's videos were free.
really.
He's
Yeah.
a weirdo.
And you were the
Tony.
first person to obtain those.
He's
Yeah.
Kyle.
Isn't that
Legendary.
crazy?
But so okay, you could like because okay, when I saw the Island Boys footage, I thought, oh, maybe it's a Florida thing because there's like different laws in
Yeah,
Florida
Well,
about
Florida, see,
reporting.
that's why I say Wack 100's a
See,
dumbass because he
Florida,
speaks on a lot of
you
shit I
heard
don't
him?
know about.
Okay.
Wack was saying nobody can get that type of shit, this, that, and the third. Florida has the sunshine laws.
Mm.
Everything is public. I have a fucking thing in my phone that I just copy and paste. Pursuant to I state the statute, I am requesting this, that, and the third, and you get it. So anything from body cam footage to fucking whatever, you're gonna get it all.
Because Florida will always be like reported on more in the media and shit because of the fact that they have those sunshine laws. So there's this whole like myth or like, ongoing meme of like Florida man, because there's just more access for the media to things that are going on in Florida that would
There's some crazy shit going on in Florida. Too,
right. But it's easier to get access to the reporting on it, right?
Well, I think that the reporters.
I don't know why
they can capitalize on the craziness within the state.
Right.
He's a weird ass
because they have the access to that shit. That shit goes crazy.
Right.
So it's like,
damn. So okay,
but see, that's what I'm saying though. People complain about being broke, this and that. All you gotta do is make fucking requests all day, put it right to YouTube, add your 2 cents. At this point in time, he stepped out of the car. Now you make 6 figures.
And you're not holding this information close to your chest either, because you're happy
Bro,
to
you know how many
share,
people
right?
I told to do this same shit that I'm doing?
Right.
Why didn't do it? What the fuck? Oh, I want to get started. Do what I'm doing. Request these videos if you don't want to put your face on it. Request pay. Do it blows up.
It's weird to me.
Body cam footage, the stupidest shit goes crazy and it makes mad money.
How are you able to like how are you able to say I want all the footage of King Von, and then what, they have all these different video clips tagged as his name, like his government name, and then they're able to just compile that and give it to you? It's fucking crazy.
It's public record. So
or even
they
like
have to keep it on file. If it's a part, like
What's
this
the
is
word,
the
big
thing.
bro?
I know we're gonna get into Greedo's case,
right?
I'm sure at some point in time.
Yeah, we got
it. So I requested.
Shit, just watching
the
this
video
nigga's interview
of
real
the
quick.
arrest and the interview with the DEA.
I watched a little bit of this shit.
Saying,
What do you think of this dude, bro? What's your thought on this kid, bro?
So in Florida,
I have no thoughts on him because I don't really pay attention to what.
A period in time
I don't
where
know.
it's like
I
a
don't
year
know.
goes by,
I had
2 years
negative
go
and I
by,
had
nobody requested,
positive. So
they
I don't know
destroy
what.
it. Now, if the district attorney, who
All right, so this
prosecuted the
nigga
case
Brody,
still has a copy of it in evidence,
I guess
you
he
can
was
get it
raised
from
in
them.
Somerville.
But I
Then
was
he
told
moved as a kid
there's
to
no
Tampa, Florida. That's where he did his dirt at, whatever.
I
He
can
got
get
locked
unless
up,
you go
whatever he
through the
did.
DA. I didn't hit
And
up
it
the
came
DA,
back.
so
Okay.
if he can
Now
still
he's
get
like
that,
blood in Boston,
Definitely. Okay, we'll get
saying
into
he's
that.
the face
But
of
so
Boston,
I just
bro.
want to stay on
That's
the King Lil
insane.
J thing. So how do
Face of
you know that that's him? And how did
Yeah.
that is
What
pretty
makes him the
damning right
face of
there. Is if they
Boston? What makes him
requested
the face of
video
Boston?
footage
That's-
of him,
That's what
and
I was
then they
asking
got
everybody. And then he's telling this nigga Adam that he be outside and all this shit, and people be stopping him and shit. And I'm like, it gotta be the white folks in the white areas or something, because I don't know no niggas from Boston that really be bumping into this nigga in public and be like, yo, look, can I take a flick with you? Or yo, look, I seen 1090 Jake or something like that. I never heard of a nigga saying that shit.
Report's gonna say on this day, inmate
And the
1090
face of
struck
Boston,
inmate
nigga, you
22
gotta
in the
give
face.
credit to
Okay, now I'm
to
requesting
niggas
the
like
video from that incident.
the motherfucking Benzino
but
and Boys to
the Lil J thing,
Men,
there
and
was no incident.
nigga, all these
There was
niggas
just
that's
him
really
with
from
a dude
Boston.
sitting on
Feel
him.
me?
Sitting on
No,
it, you can't have
So
any
that
type
might have been written up
No,
at some
it's
point.
Yeah, you can't do shit like that in jail.
Right.
You said what,
Fuck,
Brody?
you can't do. They got
So,
names for certain
Boyz II
shit
Men's
like
from
that.
Philly.
So he got in trouble for that at some point,
Oh,
probably.
But I
New
understand.
additions
You
from
can't
Boston.
be
New
involved
edition. Yeah,
romantically
my
in a
fault.
fucking
New
jail.
edition.
New
Yeah, bro.
Edition and
All right.
Bell Biv DeVoe.
I
And
would.
he's denying the shit
Yeah,
too.
it's like
He put out
feel
a whole
me?
long
Cousin
video
Stiz and
recording.
mad other
Might as well
niggas
just live his
before
truth.
we fuck with this
See,
nigga.
I would have
Smoke
been willing to
Boja
give him the benefit of the doubt if
Yeah,
not
would be
for
more
the fact that
Boja,
so
Fast
many
Pike
people in the
Miles,
past have
nigga,
basically
you
called
feel
him
me?
gay.
Like,
King Yella had a video
nigga,
saying that King Lil J tried to
come
kiss
on,
him
bro.
off an
Nigga,
e-pill.
who the
Ain't
fuck
they
is
from the
this
same
nigga, bro?
side too?
And that's
for
even
this
the
nigga to be
weirder part.
saying,
But I
like,
guess you're not gonna make out
I
with
mean,
ops, right? So you're gonna make out with your homie.
he just came
And
out
it's
of
not-
nowhere. You feel
and
me?
it's
He
not like
literally
he-
came
That
out of
LJ
nowhere.
shit, that's his own situation.
And it's
I don't
not
got
like
nothing to do
he
with that
sat there and
situation.
like
I
put
mean,
in a
I've
lot
seen
of
it
work
because I've
for
been
the
in
city.
prison. But
Right.
yeah, if
What
he
has
was
he
caught
done,
somewhere
nigga?
bump,
Right?
Putting the
still
city
gonna
on
be
and doing like
That
community
is fucking
work and
crazy.
all this
Yeah,
other
and I
shit.
mean that right there, that video clip
Remember,
is just the
Benzino
kind of
had the
thing that we
Source
know
Awards
goes
and all
on
this
behind
shit.
He
You
bars.
just
feel
But
me?
just
for
fucking
somebody like me,
he
I
just
don't
like
know exactly
talking
what it would
about
look
beef
like
and
to
what's
have
going
a
on in the
punk
city as far
while you're
as
behind
I
bars,
don't
and
know,
you see in the
negative
video, and
that's
like that's
going
got
on
to be a
in the
first
city.
in hip hop history.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, sadly.
Sitting here
Unless
putting
you've
that
been to
jacket
prison,
on
you're not
niggas.
seeing shit
And
like
out of
that.
all them
Yo, that's
episodes,
fucking mind
niggas
blowing. All
can't
right,
for
but
one.
do you think
for
was
for
what
like for
King
1
Von
second
did
tell
in the
me
clip that came
that
out of
niggas
him
don't think
yesterday
that
was
he's
that
got some information
dishonorable for him
wrong
to basically
at
say that
least
he was
once.
gay.
Like,
So
yeah,
they're
nigga,
saying that he was going to
absolutely, I
go into the
believe that
op
shit. You
door
feel
and
me, bro?
otherwise.
How do we know that?
Like, come on, I'm sure
It
he's
could have
thrown
been a
that
lame
jacket
ass
on
dorm.
somebody
Like, all
before
right,
that
when I
ain't
was
a
in
rap.
county jail, bro, if you go into a certain dorm and there's no money, nobody's gambling, everybody's a bum in here, you'll have people check in immediately. I'm scared for my life. Why? I don't know. People want to kill me. And they'll move you in a different dorm. Now you go in a different dorm. There's money over here. People are gambling. They got drugs. You hanging out. So it could have just simply been a situation like that. Because he was already in the dorm. So if it was an op situation, why didn't they strike him?
But then he's looking over and saying like, "Hi, little Johnny" or whatever. Like,
yeah, I mean,
he clearly knows some of them.
Doesn't
Talking
look
about King
good,
Von.
but he's most likely trolling.
Yeah,
the
he was
fact that
trolling. Yeah,
I'm sure that if he knew that video was going to come out, he would have went about it a different way.
right.
You know what I mean? So he did the gay shit. Maybe that was the only way he was able to get out because the COs weren't. Because I mean, I've been in some spots, bro, where you're like, I'm in fear for my life. You're like, why? You're not bleeding.
Right.
You didn't get stabbed. You're not scared. Go back to your bunk. And the COs will fuck you up if you keep pressing them saying you want to check PC.
Right.
So if the gay shit was the only way he could get out of his situation, that's what he did.
But generally speaking, does a gangster who's behind bars, does he have to, like, if they're about to check you into the op dorm, do you just have to go with it? And like would it be more honorable for him to just been like, all right, fuck it, I'm spending time with these guys, I don't have to run my fades or whatever?
It depends on where you're at. Well, I mean, bro, where I was at, it weren't fades.
Right.
It's going straight to metal. So if you're getting put in an op dorm, you don't have anything on you. You know what I mean? So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, like in that situation, me looking at it logically, yeah, I would say I was gay
gonna,
before I got stabbed.
The
Yeah.
thing is, your people are gonna say you're smart. They're gonna say you're pussy.
Right.
Who do you really give a fuck about? You know what I mean? So it's like you're gonna do what you're gonna do. I got put into an op dorm. I didn't even know it was an op dorm. And then I found out when I got in there, my bunkie was a Zoe in prison, and he was going home that night. So they put me in the cell. Oh, what you? I'm blood. Oh, I'm Zoe. Fuck. Now I know I'm in the Zoe house. You know what I mean? And the Zoes came to his door. They pressing me. Oh, we got a blood in here. Like they yelling this shit out because there's no CO in here. So I know when the door pops is on. You feel me? And the Zoes at the door were like, yo, shoot us everything. Talking to my bunkie. He's going home. This man pulls out like 3 locks, pokers, razors, and he's sliding it all into the door to them. He was like that hold down man. You know what I mean? But you got all this metal in here. I don't got nothing. And he just shot it all under the door. So now I know all of them got that shit. You know, so there's situations you just can't avoid, but generally speaking, nah, you're not supposed to just, that's called checking in.
What happened in that situation though? You
I
ended
got
up
moved out. I was never supposed to get put in there. It was a 21 and up dorm. I was 19.
I think the most important thing is that nobody seems like they actually think that King Von is gay or was gay.
No.
But Lil J, it's still up in the air.
Well, that's the thing is you can show Boston Richie for 48 minutes and people are going to say, oh, I don't think he told.
Right.
It's like, I don't know what kind of video they need to see of Lil J, but people gonna have their opinion.
I mean, he said it's not me, different hair, different tattoos, different yada yada yada, which to be fair, it is filmed pretty far away, but
well, Chicago Reds posted the disciplinary report that the situation came from.
Well, that seems pretty damning
so there's
too.
No
yeah.
arguing.
Wow.
Yeah, it happened.
That's crazy. So I wonder if he's gonna have to fess up to it.
No, he probably would have punk right now. Ain't he locked up?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably got 2 of them shits in his fucking cell.
It's bad when you have like multiple people from your side though too, because even like Famous Dex, he was tweeting it up saying like he gay. I've been knowing he gay. Yada yada. It's like okay, at a certain point, we gotta probably take somebody's word for it, right?
Yeah, and I mean that's the
Summer Shandy tastes like beer, lemonade, and summertime. Line & Kugels, flavor the moment.
The thing though is a lot of people don't say anything until it comes out. So it's like you knew the whole time behind the scene. Not saying Dex or whatever, but
right.
There's a lot of situations like that too, especially with the rats.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, we all knew he snitched, but y'all was with him 2 months ago.
Right. So okay, yeah, let's dig into the Boston Richie one and just get that one out of the way.
Let's do it.
So how did you even begin to like think about investigating this and how like just give us an overview of it, I guess.
Kodak Black's artist posted some shit saying Boston Richie was snitching. I forget if it was like a piece of paper or what exactly it was, but I reposted it. Like, y'all know I'm finna look into this. And then Boston Richie hit me up. So he DM'd me. He was like, yeah, look it up, this and that, da-da-da. I found some shit and I hit him back like, what is this?
Right.
And then, you know, he had his version of events. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I'm talking to his brother, his cousin, manager, whoever the fuck it is. And then, all right, we're gonna put it out. So the paperwork came out, then the video came out.
Right. And so how long do you have to wait for the video?
I forget. It'd be like a week, 2 weeks.
It's pretty wild when like Boston Richie, who's like a very poppin' rapper at that time with Future and all that, where he is eager to tap in with you and to have the conversation about, you know, the shit before anything even really comes out.
But there's a lot of rappers that do that. I talked to Finesse 2 times on the phone weeks before that shit came out.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what he told me? My people gonna rock with me, right or wrong. All right. He didn't want to talk because I told like, look, somebody in your city says he knows you, says you're trying to pay him off not to expose you.
Right.
Says he got the paperwork on you. Do you know who this is? Because I'm gonna reach out and try to find. Maybe he's a rat. I'm gonna look into him.
Right.
And he's like, oh, I don't want to say nothing because if he trip and fall, they're gonna say I had something to do with it. All right, understandable. But my people gonna rock with me, right or wrong. All right.
Yeah, because if they say that, it sounds like a distraction.
Yeah, there
right?
shouldn't be a wrong. So it's like,
yeah, because your people have every reason to keep rocking with you, regardless of if they
You
feel
got the
like you
money.
fucked up or not, because you are beneficial to them in their situation in life right now, right?
You got all the money.
Yeah. Okay, but just refresh some of the people's memories with the Boston Richie thing. Is basically the footage came out. It's like the cops just really peppering him with a shitload of different questions, just trying to get information about a shooting that involves like a family member of his or something.
Yeah, I think his cousin got killed.
Right. And so they're just asking him for information. But what leverage did they have that we know of for him to even speak on that? Like, why was he in there offering up information anyway, right?
I don't know, because I don't think he was. I don't know if he was there or not. I forget all the details exactly. But
Right.
that was just the one case though. So there was that case where he was in communication with that, and he went to the homicide investigator's office and was giving up all the information and named mad people. He said the names were fake, but then I started looking into his dead cousin, and I say that respectfully. I don't be dissing the dead and all that shit.
Right.
But
Backstepper.
the people that he was naming was friends with his dead cousin on Facebook, and he's saying he's giving the police fake names. But then I found another case with a stolen car, and in that situation, he told the police, yeah, my co-defendants knew it was stolen, and they ended up getting arrested. One of the co-defendants reached out to me and was like, yeah, he told on me, but you know how the city go. People ain't going to care, whatever. He's DMing me all this shit. And then he goes on Say Cheese and does an interview saying, no, he ain't tell. So, you know how that shit goes.
Yeah, I mean, so you overall think that
I'm sure he is
justification that Boston
exposing a
Richie had where
couple
he was
niggas,
saying that he was
but-
just giving them fake names. That was
I don't know,
But
bro.
Fuck, what justification he got? Because he used to be claiming some shit. Now he ain't claiming that shit.
Right.
And I'm the reason he ain't claiming that shit.
claiming a gang thing.
Yeah, it's all in his lyrics.
Really?
So
Because it's
what other fucking justification do we need? If you ain't that no more, that's enough.
because we know that like Future and all them kind of took him off that tour, and we haven't seen
I
them
don't know
together.
what the
right?
history of that was, because he said he took himself off,
Uh-huh.
that he needed a mental break or whatever. That's what he said.
Feel me?
I don't know what the truth is behind that situation. All I know is I don't need any other fucking justification,
Right.
because you ain't throwing that shit up anymore. So
Mm.
if you get dubbed out your set or dubbed out your hood, that's enough to, you know what I mean? And that's the shit behind the scenes that, but that's how the shit goes. Because he told academics, we know mutual people, we do. And there's a reason it didn't get handled in that mutual way. He never wanted to link me. He didn't want to go that route.
But did you have anybody putting pressure on you to not speak about him in a certain way as a result of you knowing people in real life and shit?
No.
Back, Joe.
How you gonna
I'm
put pressure on
bullshit.
me about a rat? Fuck that works. Y'all
Right.
rocking out about that?
Yeah, that would be a pretty weird thing for them to
Then we gonna stand on business.
be applying pressure about.
This sounds pretty fucking stupid, right?
Yeah.
They might feel maybe they were getting broke off on some bread and they're mad about that. All right, break me off on some bread.
Right.
Fuck you mean?
Wow, that's interesting. So,
It's a crazy world.
You think he's really down to fuck his cousin?
His country ass probably. The fuck? Most likely shit. You ever been to
Wow.
Tallahassee?
He was like, bro, why you
I
asking
ain't
him
dissing
that corny ass
Tallahassee, but the
question, bro?
only fucking time I've been there was either getting transferred to a prison or going to pick somebody up from a prison.
Right.
That shit's country
Yeah.
as fuck.
Right.
This is where like the Klan is, like the KKK. That shit's still out there.
Right.
You go to North Florida, it's a different world, bro.
Isn't Tallahassee where there's like hip hop fish and chips?
I don't know.
And I think it's like DJ Khaled's
All
owns
I
it
know
or his
about
uncle owns
Tallahassee is
it.
T-Pain.
Oh yeah.
Other than that,
I just remember going there in my BMX days and having some good times out there. But so for the record, 1090 Jake is anti fucking your cousin.
Yeah.
I always wonder because I never had a cousin who was hot enough to even think about it.
yeah. I think you got enough bullshit on your name to just avoid that whole topic.
You think that would make
'Cause
shit
then
worse for me?
The blogs start going crazy, talking about, oh no, he did have a third cousin. He tried to fuck one time. That shit's just gonna.
My whole thing is like, if you don't know him when you're little, like if you know him when you're 5, yeah, that's weird. If you just like run into him as an adult, I don't know. Like if my cousin was
Just say
feeling
you
me, I
listen
might
to-
go for it.
Just say you listen to Boston Richie if you trying to
Yeah.
justify his
He's a
cousin
different type
fucking.
of nigga. Y'all heard what
you
he
know?
said. That nigga
Amazing.
Adam 22
So okay,
literally
but with the
just had
Boston
his
Richie thing, like,
own cousin.
has it been surprising to you to see that people are kind of like still embracing him? It still feels like his fan base is fairly
Nah,
solid,
I mean,
right?
bro, that's the thing is like you gonna have certain people that do, you gonna have certain people that don't. I
Mm-hmm.
don't really give a fuck either way. It's not like I'm doing it to end somebody's career. It's like, look, this makes money. This
Mhm.
makes me money.
He
Right.
just
This is
said he's not
business.
doing it to
Business
end
is
nobody's
booming.
career.
So
Yeah, right.
it is what the fuck it is. I don't care if you stop rapping. I'm not listening to that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Fuck, I was listening to him before I found that out.
Right.
But now it doesn't hit the same.
Mm.
So I'm not telling people you should feel like this or shouldn't feel like this. But then again, it's the influence. Know who you're listening to. Know who you're trying to be like. You know what I mean? Like they said Future doesn't do drugs. Did you ever hear that?
Well, he in an interview said that he doesn't do drugs to the extent that he says that he does drugs in his lyrics,
But
which to me means he's
motherfuckers will do heavy drugs listening to his music.
myself included.
So that's what I
Yes.
mean.
Not
Motherfuckers
currently,
will
but-
do gangster shit listening to gangster music.
Right.
And then come to find out the gangster you thought was a gangster is not.
Right.
So it's just like
It's just
Okay.
entertainment, you
Hypothetically, say that you found video
Entertainment,
footage of
clown.
King Von
like
snitching, like,
you.
no questions asked. This is terrible.
I don't even want to do the hypothetical shit.
Oh,
King
oh.
Von- See, this is the thing, right? I dropped paperwork on SCY Jim. He
Right.
just got flamed up in
Mhm.
Florida, right? If he had died, I wouldn't have dropped the paperwork.
Really? Okay. We don't have to make it about King Von, but just in general, the dead. Would you expose paperwork on somebody who is dead, knowing, like, if it's the right thing to do and
Nah.
it's going to make
I mean,
money?
it has nothing to do with the right thing to do because they're already gone.
Yeah.
At that point, you're just fucking up someone's legacy, you know what I'm saying? Like they try to draw up paperwork on Young Pappy,
Uh-huh.
Chicago rapper. It's one of my favorite Chicago rappers.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember Young
He's
Pap?
been dead for like 4 or 5 fucking years. You know what I mean? What difference does it make now?
Right.
You know, because it's not like he's actively. Well, I don't know. Maybe he still has an influence over people, but for me personally, if they're dead, I don't even
Niggas
see
weird,
the point.
bro.
Right.
Right here
It's
is
just
weird.
like at that point, I kind of feel like it's like more malicious, if anything. Like you're just trying to
How
shit
people
on
live
somebody,
their
and,
life.
you know, because they try to shit on Tupac
Live
and say
their
he
life.
wasn't a real
We
gangster.
Right.
He was an actor.
move
He was
like
this. He was a
Tyrone.
model. He was this. He was that.
Yeah,
And then
he's
you
a
just sound like
pawn.
a hater.
But it is weird with Tupac because if Tupac lived in our modern age, it would pretty much be like open and shut that you are not a gangster in the way
Yeah,
that
but
you
how?
sometimes were
Because I've
portraying,
met
right?
kids from some of the worst blocks in Florida go to prison and they're pussy.
See what I'm
And
saying?
I've met
He
kids
keep
that
talking
come from
about
the
Florida.
suburbs, never
He ain't
been
talking about
introduced
Boston.
to a
You feel
violent
me?
environment, and they thrive in it.
Mm.
So you don't know at any point in time somebody. Let's say you get drunk, you crash into a car, you kill somebody, you get 10 years, and you turn into a super savage in prison.
Might have to.
How they
Talking
gonna say
about
you're not a
Tallahassee
gangster? You
and
were
all these
down 10
Florida
years
rappers.
fucking shit up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So your life can change at any point in time. Just like you got a lot of gangster rappers that turn into family men. It's the
Right.
opposite effect. You can go one way or the other.
Yeah. Well, but like with the Tupac thing, I think like there's a lot of damning stuff. Like he went to art school or like what was it, dance school? Like he was a backup dancer in the Digital Underground when they were like touring and stuff. Like there's just a lot of things. Like even if I did go to prison and become a super savage after 10 years, it's like still, if I say some gangster shit, people are gonna say you're from New Hampshire or you were a BMX rider or you know whatever. Like they would have a whole host of ammunition there.
You know, dancers
like
are some of the
saying,
best fighters.
Right.
Like, I remember when I was in
Kelly
high
is
school, we
out
had a
here
male
doing
cheerleader,
disgusting things.
and
I
somebody
like
tried him, and he
music,
beat
so
the fuck
I'm
out of him.
Really?
Because he can do backflips, kickflip, all types of
Word.
shit. And he can fight. Like Chris Brown.
Yeah.
I guarantee you he'll beat the dog shit out of somebody.
Right.
All that dancing and shit, yeah.
You respect Chris Brown as a blood?
I don't know nothing about that situation. to
I'm sure
even
you could
speak on
find
it.
out.
I mean, I don't know nothing about that, like at all.
Right.
And I'm not gonna fucking ask Whack about it. So you know,
But okay, the other thing I wanted to ask you about the Boston Richie thing though is that okay, his
Niggas aren't
brother
shit.
was the one who really like
Real life.
tried to re-engage
Right.
the conversation about you and
That's
the
real talk.
paintball situation and you allegedly snitching on the people who shot what, like your grandma's window out, like
my aunt window.
your aunt's window.
See?
Okay,
See, he's a rat.
do
Now
you
he's
want to
trying
like
justify it.
explain that situation or
Look.
explain like how that's different than the
They
Boston
calling
Richie
him a
thing?
rat. Now he's trying to
Well,
justify the
for
situation.
one, people are like, "Why'd you you didn't have to say anything? Why'd you say anything? You got the right to remain silent." I wasn't being investigated for anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was never a crime that, you know, they never looked at me like I'm the one that did it. I shot out her fucking window, called her, "Oh yeah, someone shot the window out." So she called the police. The police come. I don't know. I seen 2 people. They ran that way, and that was it. And you know what's crazy about that is they.
So
made
you
fake
read it right
paperwork
there.
on
That's
it.
right.
And when it came out that shit was fake, nobody talked about it. See, that's the thing that I stand on. Is if somebody's paperwork comes back fake, I'm gonna correct it. One of the only people I've done it for is a 100K track. Because there really ain't too many situations where I'm wrong.
So in that situation, when you ended up taking down the video about track or whatever, that was what the problem was?
I don't think I took it down. We did an interview though.
Right,
We corrected it. That was the thing, is I corrected the situation. I've stood on that with a lot of these rappers. Yo, if it's fake, you can show me it's fake, I'll take it down.
Right.
I'll make a video on how I fucked up. Because I'm not trying to put fake shit on somebody, which is what they did to me.
Right.
People were so thirsty to try to find something on me that when that hit, it hit. You know what I mean? But then someone actually called the fucking police department, and the police literally told them that document doesn't exist because they made some shit saying 2 people got arrested. They never existed. There was never any 2 people.
Right.
So when they try to throw that out there, Boston Richie also tried to say an interview that I gave with the news got people in prison, locked up. I did an interview with the news speaking on how it wasn't there. Because I had people in prison sending me videos. Yo, show them this, show them this. People ODing, fucking all this crazy shit, got mad drugs, mad phones, whatever. But these are the dudes with all the shit sending it to me. Like, yo, yeah, put this out there. Show them how it is in here. People are dying, nobody sees it.
Right, because when you...
So when I did that,
right,
no one had a problem with it. 2 years later, now everybody got a problem with it.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
But there's
the narrative getting spun. Boston Richie tried to say when it happened, they raided prisons and people got arrested and stuff. Listen, anytime something happens like that, Florida, like I said, it's public. You go on the FLDOC site, that's the Department of Corrections. It tells you every single CO that gets arrested for something. It tells you when there's big raids. It tells you when there's major events. I was out of prison already for 5 years when I gave that interview. Them videos came from like 7, 8, 9, 10 different compounds. You think they're gonna raid the whole fucking Florida Department of Corrections? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like he was capping in a lot of the shit that he was saying. And then he said to academics that he wanted to fight. And I was just like, I really know you cap now. Because I know who the fuck you were trying to be next to. You know what I mean? So if you wanted to set that situation up, all that could have happened. But he never wanted to go that route. Bro, I had a Latin King from New York that's a producer hit me up saying, yeah, you know, you didn't read my message on time, but his brother was more or less trying to finance a situation for you to just leave it alone. Like, come on, bro.
So he wanted to physically fight you.
That's what he told academics. He didn't ever tell anybody else that.
Does that make you feel as if
I'll beat the dog shit out of Boston Richie?
But would you?
Fuck?
Is 1090 Jake above a fade at this point in life? Like meeting up with someone to fight that you have an issue with, or has an issue with you?
No, I don't think anybody's above that.
We saw you. You can't fight.
I mean, there's gonna be stipulations. If you already a rat that ain't nobody respecting, like, what am I getting a bag off of that shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Like,
that nigga Pino drove from Florida, from West Palm Beach, Florida to Boston.
Right.
So
you go whoop on your dumb ass.
150K, 250K off of a fight instead of just linking up. If it's on some other timing though, if it's more of a respectable situation, like China Mac and AD, respect the fuck out of that. It didn't go on the cameras. It didn't. They just handled the situation. That was it.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, that would be a weird way for me to spend like a Monday afternoon just going and catching a fade with somebody.
I don't think that's the type of lifestyle you live.
Definitely not me. But just in general, for anyone.
I mean, hey, you and Jason Love, that might be a pay-per-view event.
I asked somebody that I know who's very involved in the YouTuber boxing space. I said, how much do you really think I could get paid to fight him? And they said 200 grand. And I was like, okay, never mind. Because it's just
not enough.
No, like if we were talking $1 million plus, it would definitely be a conversation. But I don't think they got that kind of money at this point because the shit is all pirated left and right. They're not making that much money off it. I mean,
well, that's the thing. You're on a different caliber too.
Yeah.
So 200K ain't the same for you.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the porn money is just like, oh, so me and Jason Love could just like fuck girls on our own and make a lot of money off OnlyFans and not have to beat each other up. Also, anyone who's ever seen me standing next to Jason Love, like that would be a brief fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucking giant.
Oh, he's taller than you?
And he was like a Marine, I just found out.
Damn.
Which is probably not good. I feel like you develop a lot of toughness as a Marine.
So that's like a $200,000 ass whooping.
Yeah, definitely.
Not a good look.
I'm not gonna perish for the bag. No, definitely. Okay, but yeah, so that, like, when you talk about the video of you exposing what was going on in the jail, it's kind of like how you choose to frame it, because you could say that you were exposing corruption and the officers allowing a really like decrepit environment to
Well,
thrive.
that's what I did. See,
Right.
there was a full, the full topic of conversation. I was speaking on how a lot of the overdose deaths are just being reported as accidental. So
I ain't gonna lie. Fuck 1090 Jake. Nigga, I'm blasted. I'm tired from work. Yeah, this nigga keep talking about that nigga word. This nigga's a Fruit Loop. I'm gonna get with y'all tomorrow. Love y'all. Good night.